and he hasn't sent me one. Same thing goes with legal vices. Hardly ever talk to him. Betty Haywood, very rare I send or receive an email from her. I like to do everything out in the open on stream. I don't like private messages. I don't like social media. I don't like any of that stuff. Oh, you got carpal tunnel? Oh, that sucks, bro. Ah, yes. Yes, that sucks. Matt Lingo, how you doing? That's what it says. That's what it says. That's what it says, Bill. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we're going to find out. I'm not sure if that's a typo meant to be set for tomorrow. I don't know, but we'll soon find out. We'll all find out together. We'll hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Working well. You've got a wife to pay for now, bro. Um, hmm. Hiya, Barbara. How you doing, sweetheart? Are you enjoying the real shit free zone? I've seen he's been porn bombing other people as well. That boy will never learn. Never learn, that boy. 84 in the house, 68 likes. Well, we're getting there. We've been live for about 25 minutes, though. Excellent. How now she busted? How you doing? Very good to see you. Yes, pretty much on the money there. Oh, thanks, all. 69 likes. Well, we're getting there. Wouldn't mind a panel for an hour, hour and a half. Jeff's always running late anyway. I was very happy to see you move the time back to 11. I was planning on doing this at 8, but I wouldn't have been ready. Uh, that's right. That's right, Ghost 3. Yes. Mm-hmm. 70 now, Lacey. You can wipe that grin off your face. The Cinderella music vids for December 10th. Nice. I didn't mind Cinderella as a band. Wouldn't say they're in my top 10 or anything, but I could listen to their music. Yes, yes, yes. 71 likes. We're 29 likes away. What's on the agenda for tonight's panels? We're going to beers and cheers. Uh, when uh, when Jeff's had enough of that, we'll come back here. And if he is indeed going live at 10 in 10 hours' time, it must be from an airport. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. It may be a typo. It may be meaning tomorrow at that time. Claire and Latoya are lesbian couple, are they? I had no idea. But Jeffrey, Jeffrey, is that correct? You'll be live in 10 hours? Or did you mean for that to be scheduled for tomorrow? I'm trying to work out how. Are you going to pull an Alexis P and do an all nighter and turn up at the airport still drunk and stuff? Or I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. But you are pulling an all nighter. 10 hours. All right. Well, if we're still live over here, which we will be, we'll raid you back in return. I'll be looking for some. I'll be looking for an out by then. I've got some. I've got to put all Cleo's Halloween stuff out there. All right, an all nighter. All right, could be a long beers and cheers then. I'd say. Punch. I don't know. She could be lurking around. I don't know. Oh, lovely. Let me have a look. Uh, the bird won't bite you, Shani. It's a goddamn pigeon. It's not a vicious bird. It hasn't come through yet. Jeff. But yeah. If it hasn't come through in a minute, maybe just resend it for me. I don't know. Sometimes they don't come through. Although the ones that you send me seem to take a long time. The ones I send back seem to take a long time as well. Also, check out the merch store. I'll be updating the merch store with my top 10 thumbnail picks. We've got yoga pants coming out. We've got tank tops coming out. We've got everything coming out. Kirk's killing it over there. Apparently, Belle V's bought a shirt. Kirk's put his top 10 thumbnail picks in there. And Beers and Cheers has got the merch coming as well. Lovely. I'll buy one. I'll buy one of your hoodies. How's that sound? It might actually arrive to me by the time winter gets here. Getting stuff from the States is murder. I sent Exeter Bill a present, and he may get it this week. I only sent it 3 weeks ago. And I sent it priority. You want yoga pants? They'll be on the store. If they're not on the store now, they'll be on there very, very soon. And it hasn't got my face on there. It's just got our new little logo there that, see, no box yet. You do have to be home to sign for it because I insured it. So if it doesn't show up, I guess you get the 2K I insured it for. Got to use DHL. Is that? I just use Australia Post. DHL. Yeah, I don't like filling out con notes and all that stuff, and then I've got to hang around work and wait for them to come and pick it up and all that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just took it down the post office, posted it. It is notoriously slow, so our Australia Post system here has moved into being more like a third world postal thing. Probably in the future. I've got 2. You can have one if you want. Emu, that is. Yummy. I know it's terrible. They were great ones. The problem is they've hired too many, and I'm not being racist, but they've hired too many immigrant or new Australians who just don't give a fuck. They'll just throw the mail away and go, "I'm a bit busy today. I fucking haven't got time to live with this. Go fucking bung it down and drain." I'm still waiting on an AdSense account, AdSense pin to get delivered to someone's house. Hasn't shown up. It's been a month and a half. I've ordered another one. Hopefully it shows up before the 21st of next month. It was the same last time we had to do all that stuff. I wish they would throw my mail away. Jesus. It could be different in the eastern states. Over here in Western Australia, it's bad. Oh, lovely. Precious emu walls. Lovely. I don't think you can milk them. DMV and post office. Yeah, I can imagine that. There's someone in the community that's yoinking parcels all over Australia. That's terrible. Where do I find the merch store? CJ, I'll drop the link for you there, Crimson. I'm not sure if the yoga pants are on there yet, but they will be. Keep a track on it. Little emu milk. Yeah. There's always a redback in my. Oh, geez, another fire. We're having lots of fires around here. It's going to be the worst year on record for fires in Australia, I believe. Yes, and it won't be my face on, How you doing, RJ? Very good to see you. Just don't talk about it on stream, will show up. Yeah, I see what you mean. Caper, I was wondering about you. I haven't seen you for a day or two. Hopefully you've been well. 103 in the house, 88 likes. We need 12 more likes. I'll drop the link. We'll have a quick panel. You're fine, RJ. You're fine. Don't stress, bro. We'll be out of here in about an hour and 10 minutes, RJ. We'll be leaving. We'll be gone ski. We're going to beers and cheers. But we will be returning after that, RJ. I'm not sure, but if you want one, we can probably sort that out. They'll just be a little bit more expensive. I do like a good hoodie with a zipper, 9 likes to go. We'll get the panel open. CJ, can you just drop the merch store link for me once again? I am going to get some of those Mona Lincoln pint glasses. They're kind of cool. Danny boy, cheers. Yeah. Thanks. Get off me. Thank you. Hey JD, how you doing, brother man? We'll work on something. We'll work on something. We'll work on something. I'm looking forward to having a beer with Jeff today. Bill, knock your socks off, sweetheart. Knock your socks off. I'll put it in my top 10. Or we can just make it an extra Bills design and extra Bills pick. You go nuts, Bill. James has a zipper in his budgie smugglers. Jesus. Why is there so much noise out there, Shani? All right, cool. I like how you put thought in and stuff, Bill. I really do. 111 in the house, 93 likes. We're 7 likes away from dropping a link. See who wants to come up. A quick panel is a good one. It's good to have a quickie every now and then. We can work on that, Crimson. We can work on that. I'm not sure you'll cam up for a bit. Speed panel. We can do some speed dating. We have created 2 marriages out of this channel, by the way. Usually ladies' nights on the first season of Ladies' Night created 2 marriages. Of course, Wolf Kneve and Little Yuffie. And Jess and Miko all met on the show, fell in love, and are getting married. 5 likes away. All right, cool. It's got to be a good quickie. That's right. Where was I? I seen you over in Andy's when he was cooking chicken soup just recently. Very good to see you, Gotta Go. That's right. Do what Crimson says. We're 4 likes away now. Jeez, it's been an uphill battle today. Almost an hour to get 100 likes. I love cigars. POS. I just don't smoke them as much as I'd like to. I'll grab some tomorrow. They're terribly expensive over here, and they're not even Cubans. Like the ones I smoke, the really big ones, they're from the Dominican Republic. They're like $150 each. It's a lot of money just to burn up and extinguish. Might as well just roll up $150 and smoke that. And I do like my money, but I do like cigars as well. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, especially in Australia, bro. Cigarettes are taxed. The government wants us to stop smoking, so that's why they tax it so high. We get a tax hike on cigarettes every month, every 2 months. It's insane, and they're just going to price people out of the market. There's a lot of illegal cigarettes running around, like people manufacture their own. All right, all right. Well, we've got the likes. I'll drop the link. Wait up. We'll see what's going on. I've got to go here. Ah, well, I know where Jeff's going. I know where Jeff's going. Very good. I know where he's going. I know where he's going. I know where he's going. But the reason why Jeff tells me stuff is because he knows that he can trust me not to say anything. All right, let me get the link for the StreamYard. Let me drop it in the chat. Oh, thanks, RJ. You're a good boy. Wasn't necessary, but good all the same. God, I hate that heart. It gets in the road. Right, there's the link. Come one, come all. Let's get it on. Luke Smith, good to see you, brother, man. 25, $150. Wow. FTV, feel free to jump on the panel, bro. Who've we got up here first? We have our first cab, our first contender is James. How you doing, James? Good to see you, brother, man.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I wanted to share something with you. You're gonna laugh at this, man.
All right, cool.
Okay, so I woke up this morning. I had to run an errand, and my key wasn't working. So I was like, okay, I want to go down. Finally, unlocked the car. Got inside the car, and it says the key wasn't in there. The newer cars tell you this shit, right? Well, they
Yep.
hide the key. They hide the key inside this round thing. Oh, never mind. That looks it. All right,
Where was the key?
it's inside. Let me show me. Let me see one of those things. It's inside the remote control, the starter remote, and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A
Yeah,
couple of my cars, if you don't get a key, you just get a fob, and you got to put it in the dashboard.
okay, that's weird.
Which is different, but Europeans, mate, they come up with some crazy ideas.
Well, I finally got it started, and I ran over to the dealership, and it's like, your batteries are dead, and these remote thingies. So they put one in as I was watching. That one turned out pretty good, and then it bought another battery for Dee Dee, so she's got her set. She's bringing over something right now. Hang on.
Oh, cool.
See.
A lot of cars,
Yeah.
they just have like a credit card you leave in your wallet,
Right there.
and as soon as you go near it will open up.
Kind of looks like that right there. And
Oh,
it's
yep.
actually inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you press the button and it flicks out.
yeah. It's the button's gonna be like around the top.
Yeah, yeah,
On the wrong way. Right up on
yeah, yeah,
top of
yeah. Oh,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
it's all new to me. And it's like, damn, what the hell?
yeah. I upgraded the keys on my Hilux to that, and it just flicks out.
So the good news, I do have some good news. They're letting me put the Van Halen videos up finally.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote them back. It's like I'm very discouraged. You can't just show the music videos and stuff from our past. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
man, what's up? Let's let the music flow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, bro. Lacey, looking well rested. Lacey, did you get a good night's sleep, sweetheart, or what? You
Yeah,
did.
pretty good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You were on
Good.
for a while there last night, and then we kind of got black screened. I think were you mining with the children acting up or something, or
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, kids.
okay.
Kids. I feel sorry for you. What about that guy that was stalking you? Has he gone away yet?
Um, I don't want to say because he watches your channel.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. So I gotta be careful.
That can't be good.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a bit weird because he goes by different names. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
And he
Lace,
tried to add my son
it
on Instagram. His new name is Andrew.
All right. Cool.
So
Sounds
his
like you got
full
your hands
name.
full with that one.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
like you got your hands full with that one.
Hey,
And the
Lacey.
MC Native, very good to see you.
Yeah.
Lacey, you snore. We heard you last night, and I was watching it today from last night's show.
Could have been.
Just crashed out.
I didn't hear a thing. Toe Jam was the best snorer we've ever had on. Toe Jam really, he can really pump it out. And there was this one stream where he fell asleep. He was snoring. He'd snore, then he'd fart, then he'd snore, and then he'd fart, and then he'd snore, and then he'd fart. We made a song out of it. It was called Toe Jam's Snorchestra. Actually, Bill, I don't think I've got that on Cleo's playlist. I'll have to add that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Oh yeah, Chalupa is an impressive snore. Yeah.
I'll see.
Yes.
Did you? Was that a pooter thing? Those fake farts, or was that real last night?
What?
They actually sell these. They call them pooters. The pooter, a bite of pooter, I think it's called, and it makes that kind of noise right there.
Oh, when I farted, no, that was as real as it got.
Oh shit, that was bad.
Yeah. I'm always worried about. Look, never trust the fart when we're over 50. I always worry about follow through, right?
Exactly.
I'm always worried about the follow through and the cleanup. Way up, dude. How you doing, brother, man? Craig Rusen's in the house.
Oh my
Ding
god.
ding. Yeah, Angie is a very good snorer.
What?
Very good indeed. You're welcome, CJ. I know you would have really enjoyed that one. It was a ripper. I can rip that one straight out of the ballpark. I did have to cut it short. I did have to chomp down and pinch the last note because I was worried about, we had a stream talking about people shitting themselves before and a couple of streams ago, and it's always a worry. It's all good for these young people. They can just go around ripping farts willy-nilly whenever they want. But, sometimes, you get over 50, you've really got to be funny. Shani was standing at the front door before, started laughing and goes, oh, I think I weed myself.
Oh, no. Whoops.
I'm like, who does that?
That's definitely a true thing there. Shit happens, man. Oof.
I know. I meant to say hello to you earlier, man. I forgot. I got sidetracked. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yes, farts are always funny. I watch channels that just dedicate their whole channel to farting. You know, no, seriously, there's this one dude, and he just walks up to people in public, and I think it's called Gillstrap TV or something. And I don't know, I think he's in Florida or somewhere like that. And he'll get a crowded beach, and he'll just go up
Guys.
and rip it. He's got like a fart box thing, and he'll just rip
Mhm.
these, do all that. And it's hilarious seeing people's reaction.
The guy does it at Walmart. His name is Jack Vale, and I watched this and he just looked to see how people react. You know, it's like, holy
I think this is James Hupp Messiah here. Yes, it is. How are you doing, Jamesy boy?
shit.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm
Jack
not going to
Vale.
talk to myself, so I'm going to say hi to the guy in the corner there.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi, Catamus Rex. I don't know why you're on the ban list. I apologize. It was probably a mistake. But we got it sorted out in a timely fashion. I was wondering where you were. I have perused the ban list. It's not very big, and people that are there belong there. So, but you're a standout one who did not belong there.
True.
Yes, very good, very good.
Oh yeah.
That was a good
Cool,
Luke
cool.
Smith.
My
So
apologies
it's
once
something
again.
today.
How many bowls have you got left?
This is my last one. My DoorDash one.
Are you going to DoorDash more? Are you coming to Beers and Cheese today?
Oh, I don't really go on that channel.
Why not?
I don't know. It's because I follow you, but I'm not really sure about that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Who? Jeffrey's a great guy. He's a very nice guy.
mhm.
Fine, I'll come over.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they're going way up.
Nukulia 1-2 is in the house. Good to see you, bro. I was wondering where you were earlier. Everyone's mod will return when as soon as we're monetized.
Mhm.
Hopefully Monday, Tuesday of next week. 1 second.
Dinner.
No, Shining was giving me updates on something. I don't know. Come here, Buster. Buster.
It's all good.
Buster.
It's all good.
Missy's
There
not
he
here.
Why
is.
did you? Elsie,
Buster.
why did you call him Buster?
Yeah, he's Buster. He's looking for Missy, but Missy's outside playing.
Did he ever go to the animal hospital thing for the one nut or whatever?
For what? The vet? Yeah, he's been down there. He's yeah. I took him. He needed some of his booster vaccinations and
Mhm.
worming and nail trimming and yeah. They said as long as I get his crypt orchid nut sorted out before he's 3, he'll be fine.
Yep.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Jesus.
Yeah. We've got Chris backstage here. Chris, very good to see you, bro. You've got very fetching hair on there, I see.
Cheers.
Oh, how's it going, my brother from the other side? How's it going, eh?
Lady
Not too
Nuke's in the
bad.
house. Big up.
I'm not too bad. Everyone, cheers.
Mm.
I'm
I like the hairdo, man.
She'll
I
be
gotta
back in a
support my
minute.
buddy Sugar Sean.
MT Native, very good to
Oh
see
my
you.
gosh. I love the way.
I got more to the
yes,
rest of the
very-
thing, but I'm just waiting till Beers and Cheers starts. Really, I mean, I'll start putting the rest of my costume on as we go through here. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so right now the batteries on my fog machine died, so it ain't.
Oh,
not working.
speaking
So
of
I'm gonna see if I can
of smoke machines, I got to set one up. Yeah.
wire my this bullshit. See if it'll work.
I'm already in my costume. I'm going as a nudist on strike.
I'm gonna go
we've
hide in my
got,
little
Godless
dress.
backstage. How you doing, Godless? Good to
Hey.
see you,
Oh,
bro.
not too bad.
All these kids are gonna be like, "Where's my
Hey,
baby?
Hey,
Where's
Lucy,
my
James,
baby?"
James,
Hey.
Chris. 2 Jameses.
Yep. Venom's in the chat. Very good to see you, Venom. Are you coming to Beers and Cheers today, Venom? We haven't seen you. I know you've been busy working and stuff, but
We haven't seen them all.
But yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes it's good to have a little break off YouTube.
Hey, keeper.
True. Yeah, I do.
See ya.
Some people have a break and they realize, what the fuck was I doing on there?
You make me want to fucked up.
The way
Yeah,
I
no
took a break
doubt.
was because of Wes Robinson. He always kept on putting me on damn timeout every time I was
Ah.
fed. That's why I took a break.
Thanks, Chris.
We've got. Let me have a look. We've got Trip backstage. Trip, how you doing, brother, man?
Shoot,
Some nice
hey,
freestyle in there last night, brother. Big ups.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, watch out for
I
that
felt like it was
spaceship,
kind of weak just because it caught me all by surprise. But next one will be better.
The volume's a bit low, bro. Do you want me to
Yeah.
adjust your volume for you, or do you want to adjust it yourself? Probably take that as I'll adjust it. Whoop.
oh, LC, I'm gonna bounce, dude. So you can, I can free up a spot for you.
We've got 3 more spots, bro. It's no biggie.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
all good.
We've got plenty of more spots, bro. The StreamYard plan I have cost me $350 a month.
Damn.
I've-
Ouch.
I've even got a green room where people can go and hang out and mingle and stuff. I just don't turn it on because people get lost in there, and they drink all my chips and snacks and fucking fucking clear out the finger food.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ring of bells.
Lacey has the cutest little laugh. I thought, do you actually laugh? I just thought it was squealing.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh no. There is a laugh there.
Mhm.
That was godless.
That wasn't me. I don't take
Oh, that
blame
was
for that.
Silence, you
that was
little
James.
devil.
That was
I
James.
blame Chris.
Was it Chris?
Let's see, where is he?
I know. I don't.
I thought it was
no,
fucking red green. That was me.
It
That
was
was me.
it was James. James can
Which
be a
one?
very naughty boy. At
Oh, did we
times.
both do it? Okay, so somebody did it and I did it. I'm a little bit stoned. That's okay. There it
Yeah.
goes. Yep.
Me.
See, at first I thought I was listening to the Red Green show there. Totally thought
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Who's red green when he's at home, bro?
Oh, what's his real name? Oh, shit. Ask a
What is that,
stoner.
I totally forgot about that show, Greg Green. Duct tape for life.
What was that? Not Steve Smith. Steve Smith? No.
Steve Smith. Yeah, that sounds right.
Right? Am I
Steve
right?
Smith, and then there was his nephew Dork, or I don't know.
Wasn't the nephew named Harold or something like that?
Yeah, Harold, like Harold Sheckle.
Yeah.
But thinner.
Yeah, but
As soon as we get over to Jeff's, I'll set up the after beers and cheese after party stream and schedule that just so I can put in there where we are currently. And CJ, can you also, once we go to beers and cheers, can you also update the other schedule
here.
live that I just leave
it
up
there.
with the where we're at? Thank you so much. Right.
well, I'm getting enough
Right, get out,
juice
bud.
to turn that on.
Did you miss Daddy? You've been up to no good. You've been up to no good out in the paddock, haven't you?
He's too quiet down there.
Thank you. It's greatly appreciated.
Well, it's only early. No one's had any high octane alcohol yet.
Am I too quiet now?
Oh, I have.
That bubbly
Trip, you're
drink.
super quiet.
That's not really high octane.
Mhm.
What percentage alcohol is that? Is that like 14%? Something like that.
12%. 12%.
Let me know if y'all
6.5.
doing good now.
6 bars.
Yeah,
That's
6 months.
that's just like having a few beers, Lacey.
Might
That's
as well
pretty
drink
low for
beer.
wine. Wine is usually like 12% for wine.
But
I know, but I don't
for
feel
some
like-
reason, that pink stuff does knock the women around.
It's because it's so sweet and they drink it so
It's the
fast. And
sugars. The
Yeah.
sugar's gonna send you to the toilet, and you're gonna profusely explode on the porcelain.
Kyra, I
Hydration
would
is
like to
key.
join your panel, but I'm scared of clowns.
Well,
We've got
Chris?
quite a, we've got 3
Why?
clowns on the panel right now. Just saying,
Whatever.
Oh,
She's talking
Godless.
about Chris.
we've got
She's talking-
Godless,
I'm not a
Chris,
clown.
and James.
I'm not a dancing monkey. No.
He's talking about
Can
crazy.
you hear me a bit better now?
Smells like
Oh, my
baby
shirt's off.
slut.
Fuck.
Hey,
what
Rick.
time is it? 6:30 out
The
here.
same.
There we go.
Oh man.
Talk. Oh, it's not even picking up my voice.
Oh my god.
I said your audio's in the
Oh,
mud,
we
man.
hear you.
It's very
We hear
low,
you.
very
Absolutely,
low.
we hear you.
Okay.
You're saying
I was gonna ask.
He's a
you,
very
do you
friendly
use any
clown.
help
Maybe if you join the panel, he could.
I
You
hear an
could.
echo, too.
You could overcome your fear of clowns. And Chris is a very nice clown.
Yep. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
LC, do you
Hey,
use any kind of
has Donna's shirt showed up yet, James, or when's that coming?
I got to notice it. I think it was like between the 28th and the 1st. This should be coming anytime between those two.
All right, cool, babe. That was pretty quick. I think we've got Ghostery backstage here.
see,
Hey, LC, do you use anything?
How you doing,
to
Ghostery? Good to
say
see you.
that pad
Love
that you
to
have
see
on
you
your
too.
desk through your StreamYard chat?
So how are you
What's
tonight?
that?
Excellent.
Here, Chris, you might need this, man.
Say again?
All right, let me turn it up. All right,
Hold on.
Can y'all hear me now? Or is that too loud?
You might need
'Cause
my
this is where I
clown
had it
costume.
before, and I
Can't
was told
find
it
my
was too
mask.
loud.
I think
More
it's okay.
louder. More louder.
I don't have any more. This is where I was when I was told to turn
Hi,
it down.
Kyra.
This is full volume.
Well, I guess that's as good as I don't know.
That's-
My name is
yeah.
Kira.
Lovely. Very good to see you.
I've been in your
You said-
channel, I saw you.
You said
I
your name
know,
was
I-
Konnichiwa?
I know.
I gave it a break because you remember last time?
Oh yeah. No, that was. You did
Yeah.
great. You
Yeah,
did
we're not
fine.
gonna
Yeah.
we're not gonna talk about that.
No, it was all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
We've had a lot. We've had way worse than that over here, Kira. It was all good. It was very entertaining. People were.
Let's just say
People-
like I don't drink hard liquor anymore. Like I drink beer only.
Oh, that's cool, baby. There were, but people were talking about that for a long time.
Oh God, no.
In a positive way, everyone loves it.
No.
It's great to see a very proud woman who's not scared to show off her what shall I say assets.
Hey, Lacey, I think we have the same perfume.
Yeah.
The pink perfume you just sprayed. I think we have the same one that you just sprayed.
Boom.
This
Let
one?
me. What's the name? Did you get it from Victoria's Secret?
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, I think I have the same one.
It's so good.
It smells so good. It smells like strawberry. Oh my God, yes. I think yeah, we have the same perfume. It's the same one.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love you.
All right. I don't know what else I can do to make it loud. So if y'all can't hear me now, I got nothing.
Let me see if I can turn you up, Troop. I did
Are you in your
try.
earphones? You could put your earphones connect. Is it connected to your computer?
Oh, is stereo on LC? Maybe that's what it is.
No. I'll double check because I always say no, and then it is. Give me a second. No, mine's all good. But Trip didn't have his echo cancellation off, so maybe that was it. But I think your microphone may be turned down. If you've got a separate controller for your microphone, Trip, maybe turn that up. Maybe that was it. But I think your microphone maybe turned down.
Oh, what is that? It's like an echo.
Now there's an
Mm.
echo.
It must be
That
a
was-
Halloween mask. James has got on.
What is that?
Maybe.
Oh my god.
Don't say anything.
It's got a mask on.
No, it's Chris. Chris has got a mask on, don't he? Oh shit, I can't. No.
No, I think he doesn't have a mask. That's his face. I
Like
think.
green hat with like the guy from
LC, are you gonna do a Halloween contest?
Oh, Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
Yeah. We
You have to
always
do
do that.
one for Halloween, you know? Have everybody come and do a Halloween costume.
Yep, we always do that.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be
really?
fun.
Okay. Hmm.
It'll be fun.
Okay.
I just come as myself. Most other people just come as themselves. It's all good. We will have
Oh.
Halloween decorations and smoke machines and
Did
scary
he
stuff.
change? Oh no, he has this thing.
So, how have
Oh,
you been, Kira? How have you been? I've been
been
wondering about
good.
you.
I've been awesome. I got a new job and everything. I left my ex that was a bum. He was 10 years older than me and was like a bum. Like that doesn't even make sense to me. I thought when you date older, you're supposed to make more money than you. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is
Doesn't
not the
always-
dream that I imagined.
Yeah, it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes depends on the guy.
Obviously, I figured that out.
Some people never get their shit together, Kira.
I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm dating 10 years older for no reason. But he's
Well,
cool.
Life is
Like,
not what Disney makes it out to be.
we're still friends. I'm still friends with him, but like, I wouldn't never in my life, you know, date him. Yeah.
I'm sure a nice, quiet, rich, eligible Floridian man will
I've
show
been
up.
told a
sometime soon.
lie. They said date older. I did, and it didn't. It wasn't. I don't even know. Like they described it as like, oh, he's gonna be like so stable and so mature. It's like, oh my god, okay, sure. No.
Yeah.
I was the
Well,
only one.
maybe we can hook you up with an American from the panel.
I don't like
We had created.
American.
You don't. What? You what?
No.
You want a Caribbean man?
No.
Have you tried Canadian?
What kind?
I have not. No.
They're not clowning around here.
That's hilarious. No, I have no.
Well, I know one guy is always
Did
looking for
somebody
marriage,
say,
and
did I
he's
try the
older.
nursing home? No,
Who
I
does?
have not. I haven't tried the nursing home. I heard people like,
Oh,
I was
haven't
thinking
tried that.
George Vaza, maybe.
Well, I'm pretty sure they already like wrote their will already, so there's no point.
No, you can
Well,
always
you said
rewrite
they
one.
You can bring a lawyer. You can bring a lawyer.
I
right
think
to
it's
that- right to that,
illegal,
right to
right?
bed.
Got one chair.
They will
No,
probably
you're allowed to. You're allowed to create a new will at any time.
No, if he's dying, I think that's
it looks
illegal.
like The Walking
No,
Dead.
no. That's the best time to do it.
Hey James,
I think it's called forging.
No,
it looked like Walking Dead. Mhm.
they'd have to have pretty good lawyers to contest it.
Oh, he
yeah.
wouldn't
What?
even have time to get a lawyer, so that's great. Yeah, you're right.
Once it's a legal document,
He
it's a
wouldn't have
legal
time to get a
document.
lawyer. You're very correct. Yes.
Trips back, lovely, very good.
Yeah, I've never been to
All right,
Canada.
how's it sound now?
Yeah, a lot better, bro. A lot better. It's all cool.
Let me kick you in the nuts. You might be able to hear you.
I think it was I got too many of the, but I was asking you about the virtualizer. Do you use the virtual driver so that you can use that soundboard on your desk, LC?
Well, wait up, wait. No, this one's plug and play, bro. Just plug it in, and then if I use it through StreamYard, I just have to use that as my microphone input through StreamYard. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Cool. And I just use this pad to play the music into it.
Okay.
Lacy
okay.
girl, what are you drinking?
Oh,
It looks
yoga
like a-
pants. Yoga
looks like a
pants have come
mojito.
out. Let's have a look. I
Mojito.
want to have a look at the yoga pants. How you doing, Kirk?
What's that wine? Oh,
Hey, Kirk Vernon, we need LC
Thank
cough
you.
warmers for us Canadians.
fancy.
Hey, they look pretty good, Kirk. I'll get Shani some extra small ones.
Pick it.
Yeah, no, they look pretty good. Look, I'll show you. There you go. There's the yoga pants. I know you can't really see the white ones. Let me go back.
Who wears white yoga pants?
Yes. Wait up.
I feel like you could see everything, like your print and everything, like your vagina
There's the
print.
black ones.
Who the fuck would wear white yoga pants?
There's the black
Yeah,
ones.
okay, there you go. There you go. There you go.
With the new logo on the side.
And you can see like your butt print. You can see everything.
We've got
your
new
stomach,
stickers coming out.
your belly.
Oh, we've got a Cleo pint glass as well. She'll love that.
How much is that pint glass?
Probably about $10 American,
Wait,
bro.
put it straight.
Really? Damn, that's cheap.
I'll
Damn.
see. Put it like straight. Put
I have to
it
order one of
where-
those.
The glass,
yeah.
the pint glass.
Yeah,
Is it colorful?
very colorful.
Ooh, how much is
It's
it?
my dog. It's my dog. Mobile up, yeah. Yes. I think yeah.
$25 American. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was in Australian. All right, cool.
That's nice.
What the fuck, Chris?
God
damn it.
Yes. Richard Paulie, good to see you. That's right. Yes, well done to Kurt. Keeping him busy over there. I do believe Belvise bought a shirt or a hoodie. Very good. Big ups to Bell.
Oh no.
Kira, you coming over to Beers and Cheers? We'll be moving over there in about half an hour. Jess, a really good Canadian friend. He runs a great show. It's a Halloween kind of theme.
Oh,
Beers and
absolutely.
Cheers
Yeah.
night.
Do I need to dress up? What is the theme?
No. Just come as yourself, sweetheart. You'll be fine.
Okay,
Lacey's coming.
cool.
Alexis
let me-
P will be there.
I'll
Other
have
people
to
will
grab
be
a
there.
beer. I'm too sober. I'll have to get a beer then.
All right, cool, baby, cool. I knew that was you in the chat, but I didn't want to say anything unless
Yeah.
you wanted to, fly under the radar.
Since I've been on here, I got a new addition. He's a puppy. He's a lab. He's so cute. When I put on some clothes, I'm gonna show you guys. He's so adorable. He's right
Lovely.
here.
Yeah, clothes are always handy. I know you Caribbean women
Oh no,
are
I'm
very
not gonna go.
uninhibited by nudity. But it sounds like we're gonna have some fun. Hopefully, Bad Gemini will be over
Everybody
there. He's
here
always
was
fun.
born naked, right?
That's right. I certainly was.
I wish everybody could just walk around naked like back in the day. That would be awesome.
I'm really happy that we don't. Just say it. There's some people I would rather burn my eyes out of my skull than see them naked.
You just have to get an
Scaredy
island.
Yeah, like I like horror movies, but that's like taking it too far. William Roche, thank you very much, my friend. Yes. Namaste, brother man. Namaste.
Namaste.
Be
Be free.
Namaste right here.
Where did you get that wig, Chris? What did you get?
Fucking dollar store.
Is you got it from like
this one.
Party City or like?
No. So this one I actually just borrowed from my son, and it was given to him in a box of Halloween costumes from a neighbor.
Sorry for laughing.
No, fuck, it's all good. Everything's got a story. Some are more interesting than others.
I thought he
But
had
I
like
like this one.
Sure.
I thought he had the sugar shine guy. I'm like, oh, okay, wow.
Going in to get some honey.
That's
Oh, you
why I
gotta get
like
to
the hair.
oh
That's why I like
chocolate.
You
this
know what
thing
I'm
is
talking
because
about? The
it
sugar
Thanks,
shine
Luca, bro.
guy
yes,
And here stuff.
that he's
that's why I
fighting.
like this one. I
Yeah.
told my son, I'm like, I'm gonna have to keep it because it reminds me of sugar,
I'm like, look
and
at
I'm gonna
him.
have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
like
had
perfect. The
tapioca
colors
earlier.
faded, like it's perfect.
Yeah,
I
It's
said
taffy.
all
LC
cleaned
got
up.
all the celebs.
Yeah,
Out there.
maybe tomorrow I'll make the homemade burritos.
Oh, homemade burritos. Not even talking to us, but that sounds good. Sign me up.
'Cause
Cool,
I don't
cool.
know if I gotta double check, make sure I don't put the sour cream in there before I put the bean dip or the refried beans.
I've got a bowl
Just
of vodka
freeze
freezing
dry it,
in
seal
the
it in
freezer,
milk.
so it'll be fun straight. No, thank you,
Oh,
Sean.
perfect.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you don't climb up in them. I don't want to stuck.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to push it in there.
Cool. All right.
Put this up. Let's
I'm
go.
trying to get my pudding and it's not letting me have it.
They don't want to hit. They don't want to let you in. They always do that. You gotta try and rip them apart.
Let me go get my beer. I'll be right back.
You go get your beer,
Grab
Kira.
two.
I'm gonna join you guys. Hold on.
All right, cool, baby. Kira's so sweet. What a nice girl, and such a good sport as well.
Hey, James, are you getting snow up there at all? No. How about
No
you,
snow,
Chris?
just rain, man. It's been raining a lot here.
No snow. No snow
We're
here
getting
yet.
snow in Colorado presently, slammed with it.
How much?
At this rate, I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be like maybe 8 inches, maybe.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot to clean up.
I'm in a ski resort, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, North Dakota's getting between I think 6 and 10. So
Do you
that's where
do you work at the ski resort or are you resorting?
I was a ski instructor, and then I came back, but I was actually a ski coach.
Oh, ski
that's
coach.
cool.
Cool.
It's good stuff.
I was
good
2
stuff.
hours away from being a snow pro. A snowboarding instructor.
Everybody starts in the bunny hills too. They all
You
start
have
on the
to,
bunny
you
hills.
have to, or else you're gonna be dead.
I've never
Yep.
gone
Yep.
snowboarding
Okay,
or
good.
skiing or anything. Never. I've never
You've never
walked
skied
on
before.
snow.
French fries pizza. French fries pizza.
He's got
French
it.
fries pizza.
Yeah. That's
Huh?
serious.
I'm lost.
If you've never skied before,
Is that like a
Downhill skiing.
poutine pizza?
No, that's the
no,
way
it's just how you position your skis.
Oh,
Just in
Oh.
case.
Yeah.
yeah, I was confused.
Okay. Sheree. Very good to see you, sweetheart. Late to the
So the
fallout.
best thing is there's a quick story behind the French fries pizzas. I learned that from South Park. Okay, if you know South Park, that's where the reference is from. Now, I'm very good with kids, so somebody and it just became through ignorance. They're like, "Do you know anything about skiing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, French fries pizza, and you're good to go." Well, next thing you know, they had me on the bunny hill showing kids how to ski. French fries pizza, and I never skied before a day in my life.
No.
Who gave you their kids?
Good on you.
It's-
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Jesus. Where are you from? You from where, Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Ontario.
Cool.
I had to go
Yeah,
through
it's
years of training and
That's a lie.
certification
He's from
to love it.
Quebec.
And here you are teaching.
Mm.
That's perfect.
True, Alan.
Love it.
It's
Maria,
so
how many
cold
years?
there. I'm from the tropics and I lived in Florida. Like I can't do Canada. I know. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, I was a
wouldn't,
volunteer.
yeah, I can't go to
Yeah, I was
Canada.
working.
And
It's
I
too
don't like to
fucking
wear
cold.
jackets. I don't like
That's
to wear
perfect,
clothes.
Chris. You did
Like,
good. You got the term
no.
out the
I like
terms
to
down
wear
for kids because they're visual. You got to make it like easy,
And that's
easy.
right. And as long as mom and dad aren't around, them kids can do anything. But once mom and dad are there,
Done.
gone.
Your lesson's
Gone.
done, and the kids are gravitating towards mom and dad. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Why? You tell them to stay away. That
Yeah.
they have parents. You can see them lurking. It's like you just want to kill the parents. Sorry.
I learned real quick just to send
Is
them
it
into the
true that
chalet.
the same way that people feel like that are from like hot weather like places that you guys can't stand like really really hot climates? You get like crazy, like oh my god, it's too hot. Is it true? Is that the same?
Me?
I heard that like people from up north like they can't stand like Florida heat, and people from Florida like they can't go up north. They'd be like, oh my god, I'm
Most of the
dying.
people ski in Colorado are from Florida. They vacation up here. So
Oh
maybe-
yeah, but they're only there for like about an hour.
of course. No, they're there for like a week or so.
They're like outside for like an hour. They go to their little cabins with their bundled up coat.
They're
Not
best
wrong.
tippers and the best people up here from Florida.
Yeah. Florida.
And Mexico City.
Mm.
Yeah, Mexico would be fun. So that's not good.
Mexico City. Somebody has the echo on.
There's always an echo. Welcome to StreamYards.
Oh, I
Mm.
should become a
A
streamer.
lot of times,
Mhm.
people watch it in the background, and it's like it picks up. If you're watching it on your TV in your living room, beside where you are, and you're not wearing headphones, it's gonna pick it up.
True.
Yeah, you have to kill everything. If you're in StreamYard, that's the only mic that can be open.
And
if
it
you
probably
mute it,
lags
in the
from like
background, it echoes.
because it's more than one of us. So,
The tech thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
So Elsie, when are you gonna go skiing? I've known a lot of my coworkers were from Australia, like Perisher.
I've never walked on snow.
So where? So you're like,
I want to see LC do some
Uh,
ice fishing.
I'm in Western Australia, so yeah, no
like
snow here.
California, maybe a little bit.
I might be going ice fishing this winter.
Elsie, you're on mute. You're on mute, Elsie.
Oh, he is. Elsie, you're on mute. Someone tell Elsie.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So Elsie, if I ask you your altitude, you won't know, will you?
Well, I'm pretty much at sea level because my property is on the beach.
Oh,
Everybody from the
wow.
mountains knows their altitude. So, yep, you just confirmed you're definitely a coaster. I'm guessing you surf.
Yep. No. Look.
Do you die?
Thanks, Charlie. Stop hanging around outside my studio window. That's creepy.
Who are you talking
What are you
to?
doing out there, Charlie? You're not minding your own business. You're banging Snoopy.
It's almost like you put the gate up so the dogs can't get in there, but then they go around to the other room to find the other way in.
If you were a dog, I'd do the same thing. If I was a dog, Elsie, I'd be sneaking in too. Come on, think
Yeah.
about it.
Next thing you know,
Yeah.
and just come in there.
Yes.
What the fuck is sea level? I feel dumb. What the fuck is? How do you know that you're sea level?
It's the altitude, Kira. So if he's near
It's
a beach,
all
that's sea level.
So if you're near a beach, you're sea level.
Correct. You're at sea level because you're near the water.
But I never felt a difference when I moved from the beach to somewhere else. So.
When I went from Ontario to Alberta, I had nosebleeds for almost 3 months, all
Altitude.
day. Yep.
That's altitude. Did you get altitude? What's the altitude difference?
Okay, I heard of it before when it came to like
tell you.
to like people that live in like like people that live in like
Don't came up. Let's see what works.
What the
It
fuck?
does work.
Cold
That
weather
was weird.
people usually know their altitude and they know everything about snow. That's why we get into these silly conversations about snow and altitude.
the valley.
To answer, where I'm on the west coast of Australia, great white sharks are very, very prevalent here.
So
They're
you
the
wouldn't be
sharks.
swimming
They
and chilling in the
take one
water.
bite and they bite you in half, kind of deal.
Nice.
Have you ever like tried to like go diving and like
No, No.
No. If I ever go
No.
to Australia, the number one thing I would do, I'm going diving because they have the clearest water, the most beautiful water ever.
Yeah. Well, you for that you want to really go to
But I
Queensland.
would probably, can I go like diving in like a cage or something?
Oh yeah. You can do all that.
Like one of those things?
Mhm.
That seems safer. I
You
don't
don't
know
have
about
to go in the water to get in a cage.
But I want to be in like deep in the water. That's the thing. I don't want to just
Yeah.
go.
Well, yeah.
Who goes diving?
Deep is good.
Who goes diving and stays on the surface? There's
G'day,
no
Fair
point.
Grow 420 with bad Wi-Fi reception. That's the best name ever.
Hey, Elsie, I'm gonna bounce. I'm having a coughing going on right now.
All right, bro. All right. We'll see you on Beers and Cheers, eh?
Yeah, thanks for having me up, guys. Oh yeah, I'll
You're
be
welcome.
watching. All right,
Yeah,
thank
cheers,
you.
eh?
Peace,
Ciao, ciao.
Peace.
See you, Donna.
Peace in the Middle
Peace.
East.
World peace. Not going to happen.
It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay the bills.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly. You got the
I mean, I feel like
military
sorry.
industrial complex or something. The war machine.
And honestly, if people didn't have anything to protest about, China wouldn't make so much goddamn money off of flags. So like, it won't happen, people. It's disgusting. Every time they burn a
Now,
flag,
China's
there's
about
a
to happen
dollar.
to your computer when you go to bed.
Oh, right, brother.
You're gonna
What?
go. You're gonna wake up. Your computer gonna be erased.
You
by
hear my
China.
comment about the flags?
No, you just were you just like
I'm dressed like a clown, eh? You sure?
yeah, bro, it's $12 for a whole cart.
Oh, hey.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
man.
much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, Chris, what is that creature behind you, Mr. Monster? What is that?
That's out of
Thank you,
Ghostbusters.
man.
Yeah, it's
slime.
it's fucking slime.
Oh,
Hey,
yes,
you know
yes,
what? Don't ever say bartering's gone. I just traded a
Hey,
beer with a
Pedro,
neighbor
punch
for a
it.
packet of darts.
That's really smart.
Punch it.
Barter.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you got the volcano going there.
Yeah.
Pedro's with the volcano. It's up, yeah.
Get out, Buster.
No, Chris, you got ripped off, man. A beer over natives.
No, I was gonna give him 2 beers for a pack. So and he says no, only 1. That's fair. I'm like, okay. That volcano, that's like a $700 unit over here.
Yeah.
I know. Just from the little valve in the bag. I like that.
They go for 800.
Yeah.
But you know what? Probably with the carbon tax and inflation and all that other bullshit, it's probably an $800 unit now.
No, it's probably about 1,000.
Yeah, I've got
Lacey got
the
some
original one,
company.
so it wasn't that a hell of
I paid
a
Give a
1,000
cash,
for
no
the stained
tax.
glass that I don't use.
Who paid your nails?
Well,
You?
I paid 1,000 for everything.
Today, yeah. Sometimes it's my daughter.
I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I just want to know. Because I can't even pay my own nails. I have to go like to the salon to get it done sometimes.
I can't do that shit. I can't even walk in there.
Fuck me. Why?
Oh, it's the smell.
Oh yeah, the smell is horrible. It's like chemicals.
Oh, that's yeah. I
It
can't do
smells
the
like
chemicals.
paint. You leave, you smell like paint. But your nails
Even
look cute.
even to house cleaners.
You know, I love the smell of bleach. Is that weird? Like a clean.
No, I
ass
hear that from a
house.
lot of people.
Smell of bleach and pine sol. Oh my god, I could smell that like all
God,
day.
that would send me into anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, I love pine
Into the
sol.
chemicals.
The smell of it.
Just type. Are you right to come back, Lacey? I'm not sure what's going on at your house, but just type in chat when you want to come back, and I'll bring you back up. I can see the top of your head.
It's getting chilly out. I had to put my coat on.
Now I can see your head. No, she's still repositioning her camera. We'll let her get her angles right, and
Let her get situated so she can come back later.
now device is disconnected. Oh well. Who was that masked man, by the way?
I don't know. I think that was, I don't know. You talking about the guy in her camera?
Was that her son or something? I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was
Yeah.
like a sugar daddy or something. He looked kind of old.
Oh, could be a sugar daddy, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
No,
it's
I'm not,
possible.
no, I'm like so serious. I thought that was the sugar daddy, like telling her like get off of
It could
him.
have been the DoorDash driver dropping over another 3 bowls of pink.
No, that
Get
was
off
a
the
man.
cam. I'm not paying you to be on there.
No,
I'm
it
paying
was
you to
like,
be with me.
why are you on here with these younger guys? You could be chilling with this old ass.
Oh, you smoked a whole nother bag. I just noticed that. That's great.
No, I thought it
Yeah.
was hilarious. You guys didn't see his face?
I saw
He
his
was-
face. Yeah,
He looked annoyed.
he did. I'll say that.
I believe
Maybe
he
he
was
wasn't.
trying to. I believe he was trying to like snatch her phone. Actually,
Maybe
like
he was
snatch
just jelly because he's not on.
No,
Possible.
He was, I don't know.
Maybe
Well,
she
it probably wasn't a stalker, so that's good.
Well, let's hope not. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out later.
She just might be the peanut butter. So
Gotta assume it's her husband. So
If she goes back on live with the police in the background, we'll see
Right.
if that's his talk.
then we'll know he was
Like,
not
you
jelly.
guys,
She was
send
not his
help,
peanut butter.
please. I call the police.
So James,
I'm
are
not-
you in Ottawa?
Yes, ma'am.
James of Ottawa. That's obvious by the name. How cold is it up there?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice today.
Is that
Went
in
up to 20.
Alaska?
Canada.
It was 20 Celsius
Canada.
here.
Oh, same thing.
Okay, I
It's
gotta
just
convert that to
good.
Fahrenheit. I'm not that smart. Google convert Celsius to Fahrenheit.
So in Canada, what is the? Okay, I know you guys speak English, but like, isn't a national language like French or something like that?
We're bilingual, so they're both. But
I
and
know
it
you have
doesn't
like
really-
a French part of Canada. Canada.
It's English first, and then French, and then you go to Quebec, and it's all French.
That's
Here
pretty
in every other province, you'll see something, and it's in both languages. It'll say English first. You go to an event or something, and a lot of times they'll say both languages.
Dites quelque chose en français, s'il vous plaît.
Ooh.
Je suis les poutines, je le oui, s'il vous plaît.
Ooh. All I know is Mercy Mercy
All I remember is that episode of
Gross.
Dexter's
Oh.
Laboratory.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Oui, oui.
20 Celsius would be 68 Fahrenheit.
Merci, James, Ottawa. I lived
Hey,
overseas for a bit, so that's why I speak very little.
Merci beaucoup.
It'll be more now. When I was growing up, yes, I could carry a conversation all day long. I can go over to Quebec and survive, no problem. The more I'm around it, the more I speak it. My kids, it's in school now with them, so yeah,
Doggy.
it's definitely it's like riding a bicycle.
Sure.
It just takes a little bit of confidence, and yeah, you just have to get back on it. But yeah, in time,
That's true.
it's
Yeah,
coming.
true that.
Yep, true.
I
So-
see. I thought Australians didn't like black people.
Sorry, I missed that.
No, your dog. It was a joke. Never mind.
That's a bad
Okay,
joke.
I
cool.
didn't
The
catch
original
it either.
people of this land.
Because his dog is black. Oh my god.
YouTube
Oh,
is
the dog.
very
Yeah,
against that.
that's Mitzi.
Did you guys see the video of that
No.
black dingo who had the dog, and the owner walked up to it? He's like, "I'm gonna fucking punch you in your head." And the dango, yeah, fucking. But anyways, the guy goes in the water, and the dog is saved. But I'd never seen a roo like that. He was tall. He was pitched like super dark black pigment. It was fucked.
Where are we going with this?
It was a video. It's a video that's been going around. This kangaroo. It was like 6 foot tall kangaroo.
I know what you're talking about. And he
Had this
punched
guy's dog, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking
it.
punch
Oh
you
my
in your
god,
head."
he
And he's
punched the kangaroo.
Oh yes,
Yeah, and then
yes.
fucked him up.
He was like, "Let go of my dog," like or something. Yeah.
"Yes, let
And
go of my dog."
The dog was like like trying to be calm or you're being calm, like whatever.
The,
And
yeah,
the kangaroo was like holding the
So
dog.
you guys some beers and cheers like
Water.
you should do.
Yeah, holding the dog in the water by the like neck or head. I don't remember if the neck or the head.
yeah.
He was like
You know, he had
behind.
him by his shoulders because the
Yeah,
dog
he was
head was
behind
above the
him.
water.
But you know what kangaroos do? They get you so they can drown you in the water. You know, that's
Yeah.
the number one thing that they like to do. So.
You see the
Hey,
thing's
Mark.
face and the muscle definition. Like this dude, this fucking kangaroo was ripped.
I don't think so.
LC, did you see that kangaroo video?
Crocodile.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
That thing was awesome. Just like Chris is saying, the thing is ripped.
Oh, then them shits be like everywhere. Like I'm
Like,
just.
I mean, I'm talking
I wouldn't
evolution
be
here,
wanting to walk
and like
around.
it's crazy not to look at that and go,
I would have to give me like a big ass man
Yeah.
or something. Like,
that's what it was. That's what he was doing.
You gotta punch this kangaroo while we going to the bar, like real quick. Thank you.
He's
But
standing
I
there
would
on
be
his
so
fucking feet,
scared.
as strong as can be.
I don't do
You look,
animal
he's like,
abuse or like, oh my goodness, I would be terrified to
that
walk
Roo
around.
knew. That Roo
Imagine taking out your
knew.
trash and a kangaroo just pop up on you. Like, what's good? Like, you want to do something?
LC, are kangaroos like black bears up here? They kind of just
No, they're usually not. They're usually scared of people. They'll run away.
That kangaroo was big as hell.
They're more of a pest to farmers, and they'll do a lot of damage to your car when you hit them doing 120 kilometers an hour.
Well, this wasn't no pest. He was a fucking cunt. Like the balls
Yes.
on that
He
fucker.
was scared of humans. Like, no, the way he was
No, he
licking,
wasn't.
like, and
He
then
was comfortable.
the guy punched him, and the kangaroo stood and licked at him. Like, really?
No, it was all like that.
Like, you just punching me, really?
I'm like,
A kangaroo will fuck you up. They will claw the fuck
what
out
a
of you.
fucking situation.
Don't ever punch a kangaroo. Don't get it into ideas, people.
How big
Don't
are their
punch
claws? I saw a YouTube video where the claws like as big as a human hand.
Don't punch a
Cool,
kangaroo
Jess, cool.
ever. They will claw you to death.
They, fuck around and find out.
They will claw the fuck.
I am
claw
telling
with
you,
your-
that
No.
animal was on some other level, and it kind of brought me back to these German cows that I saw a video on these German cows, and if anybody's seen knows anything
cow?
about it, yeah, but these aren't just like your average dairy farm cow that we're exposed to over here. These cows were selective breeding. These are extremely massive animals, and they're extremely muscular. They were selectively bred, the best of the best, the biggest and the strongest, and they have produced these massive fucking cows. Incredibly large animals. And you can't help but notice the muscle definition. It's
YouTube
it's
has the video, correct? YouTube's got it.
yeah, lots of them.
YouTube.
Yeah.
They're
And I'm pretty sure they were German cows, but
Yeah.
massive.
I never heard of a cow being
they're as
massive.
big as a Mercedes Benz. What you're saying, basically, as a vehicle.
Yeah, they would make
Ooh.
you know how you like a miniature horse to a regular horse. It's a dwarf. The size is incredible, and then you could see videos of these.
I don't think a cow attacks people. Like they just like to eat and sleep.
German red cattle is a video I'm looking at. The image is huge. They're bigger than cars. It looks like.
German red
Yeah,
cow.
German. Okay, yeah.
They're German.
So,
I mean,
so
it's in German, so I don't speak German, but its weak translation is big red cows.
So with my little ones, I've told them that white milk comes from the black and white cows. Brown milk comes from girl brown cows, and strawberry milk comes from the German cows. So and then I got caught the other day. Mom comes home with strawberry syrup to make strawberry
You're
milk.
probably
Okay.
you're probably one of the guys that will tell your kids like, okay, almond milk comes from almond cows instead of almond. Oh, that
Well,
almond cows?
so
Where are they?
she goes, Dad, how can we use this to make strawberry milk? I said that was the American solution because the Germans wouldn't sell them the cows. I got smacked on the back.
Blame the
That's
Americans. That's
stupid.
perfect.
Horrible, horrible.
So the wife smacked you on the back of the head, and you don't talk about strawberry cows like that again. or
Yeah,
milk.
she's like, just end it. She's like, please. She's like, I don't even know where you pull this shit out of your ass. Because it's a good question. I don't know. Sometimes it's so
So now
spontaneous.
they're
I
gonna
couldn't
make
tell
you
you.
go to a farm and be like, "Oh, Daddy, can we go get some chocolate milk from the
It's a great
brown
sense of
cow?"
humor. The wife, it
And
says,
then there's gonna be white milk coming out, and you're gonna be like,
Right? Well, hey, I mean, because listen, I got into a fight, and she knows this. I got a fight, and I almost got suspended at school. I beat this kid up because he called my dad a liar. Well, it was because he called my dad a liar, and what it was my dad told me that the radio towers were landing ships for UFOs and aliens.
Oh,
They would
no,
come and get
no.
food, they would get
But
fuel, and it's the
they
story.
might
The story was
be. Who knows?
right. Well, it was quite refined. And anyways, this kid, he didn't believe me. He said a bunch of shit about my dad, and I told him that if he didn't
Oh
stop, I was gonna beat him up, and then I did, and then I got called in the office, and I told him, I'm like, he called my dad a liar. He started calling my dad bad names, this and that, and said, so I beat him up. I said, I told him to stop, but he wouldn't stop. I said, if you didn't stop, I'm going to beat you up. So I beat him up.
No?
I'm not exactly proud of it, but it happened. The
Did
things
it
you do
solve
in
the
middle school.
problem? Did he stop? Did he ever give
He
you problems
stopped.
again? There you go. Problem solved.
He stopped.
So it's good. You solved the problem.
But you have to. You have to stand up for yourself eventually at some point. That's the problem.
You can't just beat up people because they talk shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
People
I mean,
talk
in middle,
shit.
I mean, again, when you're in between, I was in middle school, so I was like grade 6, grade 7,
That's what
grade
you do.
grade
I
5.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't go to public school. I don't know.
I didn't go to public school either. That's irrelevant. It's an age thing. 13-year-old dudes have to do that usually.
Otherwise,
No, I'm saying,
what
I didn't
happens
have
is
an environment
people
to
stay
follow.
quiet and then they kill themselves. So, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
either
very
you
true.
you stand up to a bully and either you
Girl, what are
beat
you
them up
talking
and
about?
you're
You're
gonna
talking
you know
about
you're gonna
high
take a
school.
beating or
What are
you
you talking about?
whatever. But hey,
From high
that's
school
what
to
needs
high
to
school.
happen.
Yeah, it's a good point, Chris. It's really true.
It's unfortunate, but that's what people. Yeah, and then but at the same time, what sometimes people just snap and they don't stop, and it's just like. You need sometimes, I've had to pull people off because they just stop and they don't stop. But that's what happens when people bottle things up inside.
Yeah, it's never good to do that. I don't
No,
recommend it.
No, it's not.
Seriously not.
Because I mean, I often wonder too if I didn't stand up to the couple bullies that I had growing up, would I had more? Like, would I got worse, and what would I have done?
Yeah. Well, good thing you you didn't walk down that road, bro.
So, and then now, I mean, holy fuck, I wouldn't want to go to school now. Shit.
No, you got to get worried about getting shot up or hacked to death with an axe at school these days. Americans ain't fucking around when it comes
Former
to
ghost
school.
president. That's funny shit. Yep. Oh, CJ. Chris is more stories.
Ghostery. There's another ghostery backstage. Is that you still?
I'm gonna have to go get my Halloween cup. I think if I can find it.
There we go. And you're back.
Sorry, it's bad weather here.
No, yeah. Well, snow will do that to you.
Where do you live, Ghosty?
Colorado. I'm above 8,000 feet.
Oh wow. Do
It
you
is-
like to go skiing? Like Amber?
I live in a ski resort, so everyone here
You
skis.
probably go snowboarding, everything.
Pretty much.
You probably
That's
Um,
what everyone does up here.
You do what when you disappear? No, I'm not
They
trying to
do all of that. They do
I
all of
wanna-
that where Ghost Tree lives.
No, what did she say? You like to do what when you disappear?
Okay, someone translate, please.
What? I'm speaking complete English.
I was right, right?
Do you like to do what when you
Where
disappear?
Ghost No, where Ghost Street, what she was saying was where she lives.
Okay. What about it?
They
I
do it
said,
there.
what did
She
you like to
didn't
do
say
there?
no, she didn't say disappear. You
Okay,
heard
I
everything. Yeah.
just said.
But they go snow. She's an instructor for skiing.
Well,
Hi,
fuck it.
Tennille.
She don't
Good to
speak
see you,
English.
sweetheart.
Fuck it. She's being stupid right now. Girl, don't pretend like you don't know English. You don't know what the fuck I just said. I said you like to do what? And you pretend like you didn't know what I just said. Everybody can hear me but you. Let me talk like a Coloradian. We like to go. We like to go skiing. And thank you.
Hi, Pranav. Good to see you. You're
Don't
feeling a
fuck
little
around
bit
with
spicy
Colorado.
tonight, Kira.
No, what did you just hear what she said? Oh, I don't understand you. Can somebody translate?
No,
You
I
said,
didn't.
can
I
somebody
didn't hear.
translate? Like I wasn't.
I didn't hear.
I was
Hey,
just speaking.
I've been thinking about you, Kira, and I think you know what you'd really excel at on YouTube.
Yes.
You should do like try on stuff, like try on some.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna buy a camera on my next payday.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna
We'll help
buy a
you
camera.
promote it and start doing some try on hauls. Those girls they make some big money.
Oh, dang. And they have body. And I got body.
Yes, that you do have. And because you're Caribbean, YouTube will love you. You've got a bit of color in you.
I think they like a
Oh no,
some-
they'll
like brown skin girls.
they'll lap that up like motherfuckers.
Oh, whatever. Ghost. Is that her name? Ghostery? Ghostery?
I believe
Go
I
Ghost.
believe so. I totally missed all that. Anyway, I'm sure you
She
two will
just
work it
said
out.
to somebody translate like I
Both
wasn't
very
speaking
intelligent women.
complete
Uh,
English.
don't vote on this channel. We've already had the trials. But the try-ons, I think that'll be a big hit for you, and we'll promote you. It'll be good.
Okay, can your
I'll
channel
send you an
go?
email.
Okay, can we do
Yeah,
it
we'll help your channel
on
grow.
your channel? Like you do like a costume off and they vote on the best outfit?
Yep. Yes.
So everybody has to show
I'll send you some examples. We've
I
got a
don't need
couple
an
of try-on
example.
girls. We've got a couple of try-on girls that come and hang out here from time to time. I'll send you
I
there.
don't
I'll show
you
you what they
know,
do.
I might be I can't tell you. It has to be a surprise, right? Like the
Yeah,
element of
well,
surprise. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I think I have something up my sleeve.
You can just try on whatever brand that you like,
No,
And in
okay.
the end, clothing companies will send you stuff. It will arrive by the truckload because you're promoting their stuff, right?
Cool idea. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, that's the good. I'm gonna buy me a camera next week. I get paid next week again, so that's
Cool,
cool.
baby. Cool.
That's the first thing. You know, they have like real like cheap, good quality cameras. Like I seen like a cute pink one, but I'm like, why the fuck would I get a camera? I have like an iPhone, but I can actually do it on my phone, right? Like put like a little tripod type of thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it live. You wouldn't do it live. You'd upload the videos. You'd
No,
make the
not
videos.
live. Like you do like
Yeah,
a little
you'd
video,
upload the videos to your
but
channel.
I don't know how to do edits. Some of
Uh,
the girls, they like
I'm pretty sure one of the boys in chat know how to edit. They'll help you out.
I don't know these people. I'll see panties. Yes. No, I'm not wearing panties. No, he's talking about clothes. Like try on
Yeah, close.
clothes.
Close. Like
What the hell?
Chelsea pink panties.
You
sometimes
guys,
micro bikinis are very, very popular.
y'all are crazy.
Thongs, new style of
They were
thongs.
banning my YouTube the first day.
No, no, they won't. They will not ban it. Just don't show any bits and you'll be fine. YouTube loves that stuff. I'll send you some examples via email, probably tomorrow, of friends' channels who do this
Well,
stuff,
I'm
and
gonna
they
send
make
you
a
my. I'm
killing.
gonna send you my email. Actually, I think you already
I
have
think
it.
I've
Yeah,
still got your email.
but I'm gonna send it again. So yeah.
All right, put it in the back chat.
But I think I watched like this female. She got like very famous from just literally trying on Fashion Nova clothes and like showing people like, oh, like this is a cute dress. Like you wear this here, you can wear this there. And then she put on a different outfit. She was like, you could wear this to brunch with your with your girlfriends, getting a mimosa. And you could
Yeah,
wear
yeah,
this.
make it
Yeah,
classy. Do it classy, you know,
just something cute.
classy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Exactly.
you'll be
We're not
really good
wearing
at that.
thongs, Mister. Whoever the hell talking about thongs. We're talking about clothes.
You got to throw a few thong streams in there just to keep the boys interested. Just so.
No, no.
Well, last time you were on panel, you were in a goddamn thong.
And I was drunk off of like I don't even know.
Yes, drink up. How's that beer going, by the way?
Shut the hell up. Oh my god.
Holy Mackinac, what a situation.
That was okay. At least I'm just drinking beer tonight. We're good. We're chilling. I gotta work in the
Yes.
morning. We're good.
Yes. All right, very good. It is time to say goodbye to this stream. Hi, LC. Johnny sent me. Lovely. Kira, mod start spamming the link for Beers and Cheers. Kira, we'll see you on Beers and Cheers.
All right, guys.
Of
We'll
course.
see.
Lincoln,
We
I
can see
don't know
Chris
who
will be
that is.
there.
Yeah, we'll see you after.
Beers and Cheers, you'll love him. He's a great guy. I want to see you there, Kira. You'll
Fish
have
and
fun.
chips.
Beers and
Send me
Cheers.
the link? Can you please
Thanks
send me
for
the
having
link?
me,
please?
LC.
Yeah. Moderators,
I have
spam the
clothes
link.
on now, so
Yeah, all right, cool, baby. They come in handy.
beers
All
and
right, see
cheers.
Fairgrave, we'll see you over there.
All right,
Trip,
bye,
we'll see you over
guys.
there. Kira, check the chat.
Okay.
The link is pinned. Want to thank everyone for hanging out. We'll see you all on Beers and Cheers. We'll see you all after Beers and Cheers back over here for the after party. Well, let's go and try and have some fun. I've got to go get my vodka out and do all that kind of stuff. Jesus, I really didn't need that bottle last night, but anyway, it is what it is. The link is there. And yes, very good. I'm just looking for something. Lovely. All right. We'll see you there. Give me 5 minutes. We'll be there. Ciao.
And off we go, roughly about 45 miles an hour. Again, driving on surface streets. Good afternoon. I'm Philip Palmer, and we are starting our breaking news coverage of a police pursuit. You're looking live at an image from Air 7 HD on West Rosecrans. We believe this is in the Compton area. This driver failing to yield is what we've, for the most part, seen at this point. There's not been a lot of reckless driving, but we did see a pit maneuver by authorities in a circumstance very similar to what you're seeing here, where they pitted him and he just simply drove over the median in the grass and just kept going. There was no damage to his vehicle, and he was able to continue on. So we've seen the driver with a balloon, it looks like, and possibly inhaling whatever is in that balloon, but we do not know if this person is under the influence, why they are failing to come to a stop. But this is a kind of environment where we're going to see how dangerous this pursuit gets. So far to this point, the driver has pretty much followed traffic laws, stopping at intersections, waiting to go at green lights, but just not pulling over for authorities. And again, they've tried one pit maneuver. We're going to see now what they're going to try. We've seen an officer jump out of the vehicle and start to approach the truck, but then the truck drove away. So now you see here, again, at the intersection with West Rosecrans Avenue, and I don't know what the cross street is. I can't really see the cross street on that one, but he's just sitting in the left turn lane, allowing for traffic to continue to go past. It's North Wilmington Avenue is our cross street there. So look at all of the officers around. He is not restricted in moving forward, which they wouldn't really want to do that. That would put officers at risk, but he is not getting out of the vehicle. So you can actually see again there the balloon in his hand, and looks to be up near his mouth. So we don't necessarily know what's going on there, but you can make your own assumptions. Again, we're watching to see if he will get out of the car and surrender to authorities, but right now they are not approaching him. The last time we saw this type of circumstance, again, the officer in that vehicle right there got to open the door as if he was going to get out and approach, and then the driver just drove away. So we're now waiting to see what this pickup is going to do. We don't necessarily, there's no opportunity necessarily to do a pit maneuver at this point, but right now we are at a standstill as we're looking to see what happens with this person. From the other side, you could tell that the window was down. We can't really see anything other than the contents of the back of the pickup, which again look like tree stumps. I only bring that up and that there is some weight in the back of the pickup truck, which would give it some stability as he's driving, if he were driving at high rates of speed. But he's not necessarily. He's just not pulling over. So now we see the pit. There's another pit in the intersection. If he follows suit, which he did, he's going to try to get away. And now he's made it dangerous driving into oncoming traffic. The officers are continuing to bump him and try to stop him. But now look, as he has moved on, you have a couple of people standing outside taking their cell phone images of it. And this is almost exactly what happened a moment ago. They did the pit. There's a spike strip, and we'll see if that got the front tire. It did look like as if he got it under the driver's side front wheel. And if it did, we'll see that tire start to disintegrate and the driver will lose at least some control of that vehicle. But they might have missed him, and we'll see. He's going about 45 miles an hour, 41 miles an hour. So that is not excessive when you talk about this area. But he, again, has eluded authorities as they did a pit maneuver. But I was surprised at how many officers were there. And as I look at it, I can't really tell, but it does seem as if the front end is sitting a little lower. I could be wrong there. We're trying with Air 7 to get a picture, but no, from my perspective, it does look as if the tire is intact. So maybe they did not get him. Now we've got somebody. No, okay. So the officers, again, there are plenty of officers behind. It was LA County Sheriff that we saw. And so here they are again at an intersection, and you see an abundance of officers there. But the driver doesn't dangerously enter the intersection, and that has been a consistent behavior on this person's part. The only thing that we've seen them do is 2 pit maneuvers, and at neither time did the person stop. They just drove across the median and started heading in the other direction. And so now here we are with sheriffs again, this on Rosecrans now at North Acacia Avenue. And the driver continues to not yield. And there it is again. You can see another shot with the balloon for this suspect, which now we're about to see another pit maneuver. And there is another one. And we'll see if the sheriffs change tactics at all to try to pin him in a little bit more. But with the pickup truck, he's going to have a little bit more of an opportunity to go over those medians, and he's done it again. Now he's going into officers. This is where it begins to get dangerous for other people, because even though he's going at slow rates of speed, he is just not stopping, and he's going into traffic. So now we've gotten off of Rosecrans, and we are on a side street here at about 25 miles an hour. No word on if there was any damage to the undercarriage having gone over that curb and the median, because you can hit the undercarriage pretty hard on that curb and cause some damage. But to this point, this does not look like there's any damage to the vehicle, and the person is now going to continue on. Again, at a stop sign, checking both directions, and then slowly driving away. But somehow he's now eluded authorities in 3 pit maneuvers where they have not been able to get him to stop. But again, here we are, not riskily blowing through a stop sign, but just moving on through. So now we have an officer approaching from a different direction. And again, this is now West Elm Street, turning off West Elm. Again, West Elm and Acacia, it looks as if so. But you do have the risk now that you're in this part of this type of driving, that there could be bystanders that come out into the street, might not realize there's a chase underway, could step out and put themselves in harm's way. So officers are going to have to take that into consideration. You see this person, that is an officer. We have an officer there, and there is a spike strip that he is driving right over. So that we have no doubt that he hit the spike strip that time. So that's going to disable the front tires of this truck. And you can see the thread, the string, the rope there behind. So it's still underneath his vehicle. And we're going to see how long that is going to be able to, he's going to be able to continue driving with that less than lethal opportunity to stop it. I couldn't even tell. Now, Giovanna Lara is joining us now, but you couldn't even really tell if that was a spike strip or if it was something else,
some other
that
tool.
they threw, another device that they threw under the vehicle, because it didn't look like the spike strip.
No, it sure did not. But I've been watching and listening to you for the last 10 minutes or so. This guy is determined to get away at slow speeds, as we are seeing. And was it 3 pit maneuvers that they
At this
attempted?
point, yeah, there've been 3. And again, you see the people on the sidewalk. So driving in this neighborhood puts folks that are just minding their own business at risk, regardless of how reckless or safe he's driving.
And what was remarkable, that there were so many police cars there, and he just weaved his way right through them. I was expecting some of the officers to be a little bit more aggressive and get in his way, but without knowing if he is armed, I guess that would be a reason why they wouldn't want to completely encircle him.
Well, at those points, you're not wanting to put officers at risk, because, to this point, he's not driven recklessly. He just refuses to stop. And we have been told that it was indeed a spike strip that they put under there. There was a doubt between the two of us. It just didn't look like a standard spike strip. But to the right, you see the videotape of what this person has done previously. So it's this fine balance for officers to try to stop him from moving forward without putting officers at risk. So they're not going to really block him in if he can get any kind of movement going forward. They're going to, if they can get him so that he can't get going fast and cause them pain, then maybe they might try to box him in. But that's the spot there on the right is when I thought he might damage the undercarriage of the truck, possibly break the axle by driving over in such a manner of those curbs. But he hasn't, and he's just been able to continue to drive. Now we see on the left, they've opened their doors. So unfortunately, we can't see why he has stopped, but it could be due to damage from the spike strip. Now there he goes again.
Yeah, and he's continuing. And if you're just joining us, this is happening in Compton. You see the driver of this pickup truck evading police after three pit maneuvers and one attempt at a spike strip. And this guy is still going. And as you can see, there's a balloon in his hand. We think it's a balloon, looks like a balloon. And it seems like he is inhaling something.
And that would be
the
possibly helium
Yes.
and any number of things. This was we don't understand exactly why he's trying to get away from authorities. At one point, they did go into a surveillance mode. They were just kind of watching him. Generally, he's been in light traffic, but this again is the kind of similar thing. So now there's nowhere to go. He is potentially on a bike path, it looks like, and he's now pinned in. He can't go forward. Officers are not at risk. And look at the number of officers behind him. The big risk, I would think, at this point is that this person might try to get onto the bike path and potentially try to drive on the bike path. That would be something that authorities don't want. And because if you're on the bike path, there's quite literally nowhere to go if you're a cyclist and you see a truck coming at you. So they certainly don't want him going forward, but that's kind of his choice at this point.
Yeah. And you see the law enforcement officers behind him. They've all exited their cars. They're all holding weapons. Again, we don't know what the initial want for this pursuit was, and we don't know if they know whether he is armed and dangerous. And this guy seems to be continuing holding on to that balloon, which is a little funny to me.
Well, the balloon has deflated and inflated.
Yes.
So my assumption is that he is inhaling whatever it is he's putting into the balloon, which would suggest, and I can't say this for sure, but it suggests that he's under the influence and would be acting irrationally. Now you've got a dog that's right there in front of the vehicle. So again, you wouldn't want that to get in the way. You certainly don't want to put the dog at risk there, but
Right.
You just worry about the bike path. You see officers here. So they are going to try to keep him from heading that direction. The concern I would have is if he were to turn right, that seems to be the direction that his vehicle is pointed. And if he somehow got onto that bike path, hopefully he will not make that choice.
Yeah. And my understanding is we picked this up at about 12:40. May have been going on a little longer than that, but that is the information we have so far. So we've been following it, the last 15, 20 minutes or so, and he's remained in Compton for the most part.
Yes, and he still is in Compton. If you're trying to identify this part of town, you're seeing at West Poplar Street. And at this point, it almost seems as if it is a standoff where now he's either rolling down his window or up. I can't really tell if the window is open, but you could see him moving his arm there, trying to roll down the window. And then, so now this is the difficult thing for officers too, because as he leans across the cab of that truck, they don't know what he might be grabbing. He could be reaching into the glove compartment. He could be reaching under the chair or under the seat. So they just don't know. And you really don't want to see him continuing to take his hands out of his. No, he is. Watch. Okay, he's just filled up the balloon again.
So he must have a helium tank.
I would assume. That's an assumption that is not unreasonable given at this point. So.
Yeah, so you just wonder what his state of mind is right now. And I have a question about, is that wood in the cab of the truck?
It looks as if it's tree stumps, that possibly there was some stump removal. Now let's see what they do if they're going to. So clearly he can't go backwards now. So they're setting it up so he can't go backwards. The question for me again continues to be, can he go to the right? To the left, it's going to be difficult because of the angle of his vehicle.
Right.
He's not going to be able to make that. The wheel turn is not going to allow him to do that, turning radius. But he can make that right turn, our left. And if he turns to the right, he could end up on the bike path.
Yeah.
But there could be, and I can't really tell from Air 7, if there's something blocking him to keep him from going that way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that the gates there, it doesn't seem like a very wide opening in that space. Wider, it's not as wide as the left, but either way, he's not. Oh, something just happened.
They might be shooting less than lethal in there, tear gas.
Yeah,
there could be tear gas.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
So they have fired tear gas, and now you see him with his hands possibly. Well, he still has his. It looked to me as helium there. You see the little container.
The window is down, it appears. It looks like he's communicating with them.
They have shot pepper balls into the cab of the truck, which if you've ever been around that pepper spray, that is an unpleasant
experience. Although he doesn't seem to be reacting.
But he's got the window down, and so if he's wanting fresh air, he's just poking his head out the window. And again, if that is helium and he has inhaled as much as we've watched, he's certainly not in his right mind. And so now it looks as if he is yelling at sheriff's deputies who, off screen to our right, his left, you could see the officers just beyond our frame here on that bike path. They might have moved from there, but that's where there were a couple of officers. There they are. So they're actually moving back. He may have yelled at them to the point that they want to reduce the conflict. They want to decrease the tension. So maybe they did want to move it.
De-escalate. Oh, and this is a good view of him.
You can see him rubbing his eyes.
Yeah.
So yes, he has taken a heavy amount of pepper spray. They fired it in. Now, okay, they're asking him to start removing things. So hopefully that's probably what they're asking him to do. I'm not sure what it is that he tossed, but now they're going to try to get him out of the vehicle. But this is not the way. They're firing more pepper spray in. Can you see it? You can see the pepper spray exploding there in the cab.
Is it going
of the truck.
through the windshield?
They're probably shooting it through the back windshield, and
it's open.
In most pickup trucks, there's that window that's just behind the driver. So if he's driving with that open, they could fire it in.
Right.
But they could also probably, depending on, usually those pepper balls break on contact. So I can't imagine without a window open, they would be able to get it in there.
Yeah.
But clearly we saw it go in.
Okay. He was pointing at them, it looks like. I thought it was a good sign that he threw whatever he threw out the window. I thought that was a good sign that he is complying, but there's still some negotiation underway.
It looks as if he's complaining that they hit him in the arm. He showed them his forearm, and he's clearly talking to them, yelling at them. And it is, obviously he is still upset at some level. Has he now rolled up the window?
He's reaching for something.
He rolled the window back up, which of course is not what you want to see. That is you had hoped, and we did, that he was starting his compliance. But now he's rolled the windows up, and he's getting more pepper spray.
Yeah.
So at some point, you wonder if they might go with tear gas, something that might even be, more of it to just almost fill the whole cab.
Yeah.
But the pepper spray is pretty bad. I'm surprised that he is able to stay in there and handle whatever they have done.
Well, time is on the side of law enforcement. They can take their time with this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rush. It doesn't seem that anyone is in danger in the neighborhood. I wonder if they have made any efforts to evacuate some of the homes on either side of this street. Hard to know.
Well, the one, my concern was with the bike path, and you mentioned he might not be able to get on it. But the good news is he's been here long enough that officers, sheriff's deputies would have been able to secure that bike path. So if he were to turn right, even if he could, my assumption is that they will have secured that. Nobody's going to be coming down either direction of that bike path. So to your point about people being safe, I think that the bike path, because that is really the only place to go, those areas have been cordoned off, and nobody's going to be coming back and forth on that bike path. But at this point, like you said, they can potentially sit here and wait as long as needed. The community is, for the most part, not at risk because he's stuck in this location. He's pinned himself in. And so as they just continue to pepper him with pepper balls, we'll just kind of wait and see what he's doing. He's very nonchalant about his behavior, including when he was driving.
Yeah, and we're not seeing the balloon anymore, but it seems like did he just put something in his mouth? Hard to see. Hard to know from this.
They're shooting more in there. You can see every time. You can really tell when they are filling that cab with the pepper balls because.
Oh, now the window's down.
See, he's opening the window, I think, to let the pepper spray out.
He rolled it down,
And so, who knows if maybe they fired rubber bullets to break the glass. We can't really see what what his window behind him looks like. We don't know if it's broken or if he's got an open window. I would assume if it was an open window and they were shooting pepper balls through it, he could have closed it. So
I wonder if he's talking to someone at this point on the phone.
Looks to be smoking.
Or smoking.
No, he's now he has gotten a cigarette. So again, we did watch him inhaling something from a balloon, which you can assume, I think, reasonably that it was helium because we watched him with a canister of some sort fill a balloon. We've now recued some video there on the right side of the screen about what he was doing. He was just not stopping. And for a while, they went into surveillance mode. It wasn't as if he was recklessly driving through town. In fact, we saw him stop at stop signs. We saw him stop at stoplights. And 3 different times, he tried a pit maneuver, and he was able to just continue on. And these we've seen now 2. And then you see this one. Each time, he had almost come to a stop and then just drove away and would not stop, much like this.
Right here. This is the one that I was looking at earlier. I was so surprised that he just made his way through those patrol vehicles and that last patrol vehicle getting out of his way. They must know something that that we don't know about. He may be armed. We don't know. Again, there's a lot we don't know about this suspect.
Well, now he seems to be communicating again with the officers, which to this point, officers continue to use less than lethal force. They have used pepper balls, fired them into the cab, which has not seemed to bother him too much. He's either smoking or vaping at this point. We don't know really what that is. And going back to the beginning of this chase, we don't know what he was wanted for. So all we've really seen is clearly failure to yield. And if you want to add in, he drove his vehicle right at officers. So that could be an additional charge of potentially harming an officer. But, you know, mostly it's not been the chase that put people at risk. It was just this to the right, what you see, where there was one time when he drove into traffic.
Right. Well, this right here that you're seeing on the right of your screen, that is clearly dangerous. And he's, you know, obviously not wanting to let those officers take custody of him. So he's evading for some reason. We just don't know what it is. And on the left, you see the live pictures. This is again happening in Compton on West Poplar Street and North Wilmington Avenue at what appears to be a dead end. And it looks like the river is right below the picture that we're looking at. And there's a bike path there. And you see the officers congregating, just a couple of them with their weapons aimed at the suspect and the vehicle. Again, we don't know what led up to all of this.
I have a friend who clearly knows more than I that was saying that recreational users usually use 1/4-ounce containers of nitrous oxide, whippets, which they use to fill the balloons, or they sometimes use whipped cream dispensers. The gas is inhaled from the balloon or the dispenser. So that's very possibly what's been happening here. So thank you for sending that to us. But you're looking now at much without, they say now they've got to just toss the tear gas right in.
Yeah, they sure did.
And we're also getting more nitrous oxide is usually what people huff when they're using the balloons. That comes from one of our executive producers.
That could be one of the reasons they were stopping him. Maybe someone saw him with the balloon and they thought that that was enough of a reason to try to get him to stop.
Or if he was under the influence already and driving erratically. There's so many reasons why at this point it's just he's clearly now seeing some of the consequences of the pepper spray, because you can see and it can make you physically ill as well. I mean, I would not be surprised if he throws up.
Yeah, he's using his T-shirt to sort of wipe his eyes. At least that's what it looked like to me a moment ago. He does seem to be, well, he's still smoking, but yeah, he seems in a little bit of distress.
Well,
but he's still smoking.
And the officers clearly, it does seem as if they don't think he's armed, in the fact that they approached the vehicle so closely that they were willing to throw a canister right into the cab. And at some point, that's going to win out. You know, I can't imagine anyone. See, okay, now he's wiping it as much as he can from his face, which doesn't really help that much.
Yeah. Doesn't it make it worse?
It kind of makes it worse. I mean, you almost need to just have it washed off. But he just is not affected, not completely about what's going on. I mean, casually he watches his face. No, he's not motivated to get out. And so we're able to put the spotlight, which zooms us in a little bit, but he is in some distress. This is not pleasant for him at this point. You can tell by sticking his head out the window. He's trying to get out of some of it.
I think he's talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely.
Well, you can see
saying
on the
something.
dash some of the pepper spray, I believe, the dashboard, the white substance there. That if he gets that on his hands, that too can, then you're wiping your face and you're making it. That's when you're talking about making it worse.
Right.
And if he's using his shirt to wipe, if he's got any of that on his shirt, and so now he wipes his face with his shirt, he's just going to be making it worse. And at some point, I would think the pepper spray is going to override whatever he has been inhaling. And that looks
like he's vaping.
It looks more like a vape now,
it is
a vape canister, a pen of some
And
sort.
so we don't know what's in the vape.
No.
Yeah.
It could be any number of things, but clearly, and thanks to the folks that have helped us out with what he was possibly inhaling was possibly nitrous oxide. Again, we don't want to make any assumptions as to what's going on, although we saw him with the balloon, saw him refill it. And here we go again. It does look as if they have another one in their hand, which they will let go. See if he tries to throw it out or if he just allows it to come in there. Okay.
Wow,
see, and that's interesting. So they throw it in there and he can't get it out because
now he's reacting.
See, he tries to get it out and they fire those pepper balls in there to keep him away from it so that they get the benefit of the gas going into the vehicle.
Now he's trying to get some clean air. Or maybe he's ready to surrender.
He does have his hands up, but that is not how they want him to surrender. He's going to have to follow their commands before they are going to change anything that they're doing. He's going to have to open it up and back up to them. They are not going to let him say, stop shooting.
Right. And now we can say that he was wanted for reckless driving. That has been confirmed. So that is why they were trying to stop him initially.
And if he was also under the influence, you can see why, because, here we go again. So let's see what they're going to do is because they do have less than lethal, you can see in their hands.
Okay, he's not ready to come out because he just put the window up and then back down. As they approached, he put the window back up. And when they backed off, he lowered it again. What is he trying to do? It seems like he's trying to say, I give up, but I don't know.
Yeah, but if he's under the influence and he may be saying all of the things, but he's clearly not physically doing what they're asking him to do.
I think they're asking him to open the door.
And it does look as if he's got his hand on the door. So we'll see if he does that. But he is in a no-win situation. But he's going to continue to suffer from this pepper spray and this tear gas until he comes out of that vehicle because you can see it. It is all over the inside of that cab. And there is nothing he can touch in that cab that is not covered with either pepper spray or, whatever remnants of the tear gas are in there, including the shirt that he continues to wipe his face with. And he's got something in his left hand. Oh, that's the vape. That's the vape that he's got in his left. I thought maybe he had picked up one of those tear gas elements that they threw in. But we don't know, other than the reckless driving that Giovanna mentioned, we don't necessarily know if there's anything else. If this, but we do see the tree stumps in the back of the pickup truck. And so basically it was a reckless driving suspect. And again, sheriff's deputies pulled back into a surveillance mode for a moment. And then they resumed the chase. And now here we are at this West Poplar Street access to a bike path there in Compton. And so now, until they can find a way to get him out of there, it's just going to be this.
Yep. Waiting. They're trying to persuade him. And he is not going to go easily, apparently.
Well,
I just wonder what he's trying to negotiate.
You can see when he points at officers, and you can see that it seems to me to be loudly either yelling at them or talking at them. And they're going to try to de-escalate. And look at the one sheriff kind of waving his hand in front of his face. I would assume they can even smell some of that pepper spray if any of it blows in their direction.
Yeah, at the top of the screen, I saw the two officers who are armed take a few steps back. And now they're lowering their weapons. Maybe the suspect is saying, I'm not getting out. I mean, this is all speculation, but maybe saying, this makes me nervous. I'm not getting out till.
Well, they will back up if he you know, if he in some manner yells at them and says, "You guys get back," they will cede some territory, but not enough to let him move. I mean, they're wanting him to come out of the vehicle, and if it begins to agitate him, they might, because as you mentioned, Giovanna, time is on their side, especially when you start thinking about the community. People living near there, right next to it, are impacted. But where he is not going to impact very many people. He's not driving on streets, putting children at risk as they leave for school. He's not putting pedestrians at risk. It is just this one part. And even look, right across the street, you have sheriff's deputies across the street. Should he somehow jump out and try to run across that bridge, he is pinned in. So they can stay there as long as they want and wait for him to come out.
Yeah, wiping his face again. That must be very unpleasant to be in that cab.
Well, we have seen, I think, 2 tear gas canisters go in and countless pepper balls go in. So that is as much any reason why he's hanging his head out of the window, is because in the cab of that truck, it must be incredibly unpleasant.
Yeah, and he continues to vape.
So now they are looking, and it looks like a couple of the officers have gas masks on. So they could possibly go up to him to remove him from there. And they might start with more tear gas, more pepper spray, and they'd want to make sure that they're not facing the consequences of that. But we've seen multiple. This is one thing that about less than lethal. It's not always something that stops people. I have watched people peppered many times with rubber balls or anything, and sometimes they don't stop. And if they're under the influence. So here we go again. As officers begin to approach, you see several of them with the masks on. We saw another couple of rounds here. They might even use pellets to pop him in the arm.
What is this officer? It looks
really
like
tell.
he is firing.
Well, paintballs, a version of a paintball can be very painful for someone if they're shooting him with them. So let's see what he does here. As he goes, they could break the window if they chose to. Let's see what he is going to do here now. And I can't tell if he's starting to try to back up. So they're going to pull back now because, again, you don't want to put officers at risk, but he's not going to back that truck up anywhere. Look at the tires. Though. So he will start to smoke those tires out, which could cause a fire of his tires as well. This is incredibly
look at this. Smoke.
Unhinged behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that will really heat up. So he should be careful himself.
Yeah.
But again, to say he's not in his right mind would be very possibly, I think, something. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to say.
Definitely under the influence of something.
Yeah, and he's behaving incredibly erratically now, and it's simply he just doesn't want to get out. So you could look in the back. They removed the
spike strip.
The spike strip, so another officer could get behind that vehicle and add just a little bit more in the event that was necessary. But that's the thing about a pickup truck as well. So there's no weight right now other than those tree stumps in the back of that vehicle. So you're not getting the traction in the back of that pickup that you might get in a car or a heavier vehicle that's got some weight over those spinning tires. So there's not much in the way of weight given how much a pickup can hold. Maybe that's a half ton, but he's not going to move that truck or those SUVs with that truck, even if the second vehicle wasn't there.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's not out of the truck and trying to make his way across that bridge. Because why?
Very true, but if he gets out,
I mean, we don't want that. Obviously,
if he gets out and he's not armed, he's going down very quickly. But he might not be able to run. He might not be able to walk clearly, given what we've watched him do as far as inhaling. So right now he's just. This is where the officers don't want to put themselves at risk anymore, because if you go in front of the vehicle as an officer to approach that direction, you could be seriously hurt because there's enough room for him to go forward, but he's going to go over that fence, and you just don't want to you don't want that to happen. You don't want to put any officers at risk. So I just keep trying to see if he can turn right, and I can't tell that he can.
Yeah. And again, it's 1:30. If you're just joining us, looking for regular programming, we are following breaking news in Compton. This is happening. This is the end of a police pursuit on West Poplar Street and Wilmington, again, in Compton. And you see law enforcement, we believe sheriff's vehicles there and sheriff's deputies trying to get this suspect to surrender. We understand that they tried to stop him right around 12:30, maybe before then, for reckless driving in the Compton area, and they followed him for a while. Did you say that they pulled off the pursuit?
Early on, they went into surveillance mode, but they never just walked him away. But they just shot more pepper balls into the cab of the truck. So they have continued and continued and continued to try to get him to come out of there.
And what you're watching is the end of an effort, a pretty, aggressive effort to get him to stop. 3 pit maneuvers and 2 spike strips that I can count.
And 2 tear gas canisters, at least, multiple rounds of pepper spray that have gone into the cab of the vehicle. And he continues he tossed something else out of the vehicle. It could have been whatever he was vaping. Couldn't really tell that. It looks that little white thing that you see there next to whatever that canister was possibly that he tossed. But at least at this point, he has stopped his effort to back up. You can see the skid marks there in front of the vehicle where he backed up and left a little bit of the rubber on the street. But again, he's not really a threat to anybody in the community. He is completely surrounded. But if you are wondering what's going on there in Compton, you can see that he is completely surrounded by officers, and he continues to yell at them as he hangs out the window, but he will not get out of the vehicle. If he keeps leaning over, he might fall out of his own, and if he does, I think the officers would swarm him fairly quickly. But he continues to hang out, and when I say hang out, I mean
hang out of the window.
Quite literally hanging out of the window.
Hanging out of the window because it's likely very uncomfortable in the cab because of the tear gas.
We've spotlighted the two. Yeah. That's 2 different things that he has tossed out of the vehicle right there. That little white piece is the most recent thing. It almost looks like a pack of cigarettes. We don't believe that's what it was because it looked like that was what he was inhaling. Then we had something else that, from our perspective, it kind of looked like a canister of some sort. And we did see him inhaling something from a balloon. So we know that it is very likely he's under the influence. And for these officers, they have to take that into account too, because he is going to continue to behave erratically. And, again, there's no reason for anyone, any bystanders or any officers or even the suspect to get hurt in this if by simply waiting for him to become more reasonable, however that happens, that is what everybody would probably prefer.
He doesn't seem to be in a hurry either. He must think he seems to be the most patient.
Well, again, if he is under the influence, I don't know that he has a massive grasp of time lapse. So he, could just be in his own space right now. And in his mind, it could just be, these people are bothering me. But he's not, he has something to inhale again. There we go again. So he hasn't thrown away whatever it was that he was using, or maybe he has another one. It does look like we're getting word that a second patrol car behind the suspect vehicle actually ran over their own spike strip. So they might have actually flattened their own tire. We saw them try to pull it away.
I thought they moved the spike strip.
Well, but not before they ran over it. So it does look as if that front tire is starting to lose air. So as they tried to pull it away, but remember that they did that when he was trying to push that SUV back. So they were simply trying to keep him from going anywhere. But it will delay the cleanup of this space because you'll have to change the tire and get the vehicle out of the way.
Right. And to your right, I don't know if we can re-rack that video of the deputies approaching the pickup truck. They've approached the pickup truck several times, a couple of times to drop more tear gas, right? That's what we're assuming? And then now you're looking at his effort to drive out and push, get out of the area. He's trying to back out.
And you see on the left, he's now doing it again. So that's live on the left, and it was tape on the right. And so he was once again trying to back up a little bit. And see, that's one of the problems we have. We can't tell that the engine's still running, but they can. So they know that the vehicle is still running. For a moment there, I kind of thought he had just put it in park and turned it off, but clearly he hasn't, and you can see it there right now.
There it goes again.
And it's so nonchalant the way he's doing it, so that.
I wonder if he even knows that he has his foot on
I think he at least at some level he knows, but I do think that it's interesting. It's hard for us because we can't hear the conversations. The officers there, they know more about his demeanor. They know more about his language. They know more about his approach to them because they're talking to him. They have established the communication, which is a good thing. And with any luck, they will be able to convince him to just go ahead and get out.
Yeah. And I wonder if, as we are taking a closer look at what's happening, if we backed out, if Air 7 could back out, we could see if maybe they're reinforcing the other side of the wash with more patrol units.
They sure.
Yeah.
Well, they're certainly blocking traffic.
One, yeah. Because this is a residential area on both sides, and that is always a concern. Although there doesn't appear to be any danger to people living there. But when bullets start to fly, you just never know.
Well, we did see there was one officer there that is right next to that van, and it looks as if I believe he has either a pepper ball gun or a paintball gun. See the canister there on top? That's kind of paintball. It's probably pepper balls, but that's a canister that will feed the air rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was waving at the people, I believe, across the wash to have them move. My assumption is because if an officer is over there, right at this point, we have not seen shots fired. We've seen less than lethal action, but you don't want any officers in any potential line of fire. So it seemed as if he was kind of waving somebody off, maybe if they were over there by the wash, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can put a lot of pepper balls in that canister that's there on top of that. And they have multiple officers with those pepper balls surrounding this vehicle. So if they want to continue to use it, they can, but it doesn't seem as if it's been very effective as far as meeting their goal of getting him out of there.
Yeah. And I don't know if you have the answer to this question, or if one of our, experts here at the station will know the answer to this, but the one of the police officers is holding a rifle that has what I think is yellow. It's a yellow rifle.
Those are generally used to identify. Well, they're usually to identify less than lethal.
Oh, okay.
So anything with the tape, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's yellow. But you want to be able to identify what kind of weapon you're lifting up. There's a perfect example right there.
Yeah.
Now they can be any range of less than lethal force, and sometimes you'll have tasers, pepper balls, rubber bullets. And there he goes with the tires again. So you have any number, but it is generally a describer of less than lethal weapons.
Yeah. And just a moment ago, we saw him once again try to, put his foot on the pedal and get the gas going and try to back out of that where he is right now.
And the odd behavior is he continues to talk. The odd behavior is he continues to talk to them even as he does this. A couple of times we've seen this. As they approach, if he starts to move, they've generally backed off. So here they go. They're putting a lot in there on him, and he's still got that canister. See the canister that he has?
Oh, he picked it up and threw it.
Well, but look in his hands right now. That is a massive canister of something.
He just threw it out.
Yeah, he threw the tear gas out, which I think is why they fire the pepper balls in there. They throw the pepper balls at him so that pepper balls, rubber bullets.
And what is he inhaling from the?
Maybe directly from the canister, but that is a huge canister that he's got there now.
Canister.
That goes a little beyond.
I see it.
That goes a little beyond the nitrous oxide, the whipped cream kind of canisters that we were talking about a minute ago. But who knows what it is. But yeah, what they're doing, it seems, is they approach with tear gas that will really make breathing in the cab difficult. And the way they keep him from grabbing and throwing it out, which we saw, is to fire a lot of less than lethal rounds in there, whether those are rubber bullets or pepper balls or whatever they might be, because then he's less likely to reach over and grab it.
Right.
But he has continued to be more than capable of fighting off their rounds and grabbing the canister and
That was
throwing
the
it
first
aside.
time. That was the first time I saw him do that. Did you see that
I
earlier?
think he might be getting it out somehow. Maybe they're on the other window or maybe into the cab. But when you get one of those tear gas canisters within a cab that space, we'll see it. We would see it from here. It would completely fill up the vehicle for a period of time until it started to kind of go out the windows. So he's been able to get it out of there somehow. And again, he threw it out just now.
And again, this suspect wanted for reckless driving in the Compton area, and that's what started this pursuit that has now run into about an hour, if we are following the clock correctly, accurately. And again, this is still in the Compton area, a residential area, and you see the suspect surrounded by sheriff's deputies who are outside of their vehicles and armed with less than lethal weapons, and they fired several rounds of pepper spray, tear gas. Is that correct?
Yes.
We think. We're getting information from our assignment desk. And we're still trying to get more information about the situation here. And as soon as we get more details, of course, we'll share it with you. But right to the right of your screen, you're looking at video from just a few minutes ago when deputies approached the pickup and threw some tear gas, we believe a canister in the back cab of that pickup truck. That was from several minutes ago. And then maybe 5 minutes ago, we saw them do it again, drop tear gas into the actual where the driver is. And he picked it up and threw it outside and towards the wash.
And there's the possibility they might have disabled the truck by using, when they approach, they might have jammed something in the wheel well there, so he can't go forward. He might not be able to go forward, and that might be what we're looking at there to the left. It's very possible he can't go forward. Well, it's a spike strip, but it might have been something that we were talking about earlier, where it just disables the vehicle from continuing going. But notice he hasn't tried to go forward at all, only backwards. So it does appear as if they've disabled the vehicle, which again goes back to your point of the time is on officer side. He's not going anywhere. They know he can't go forward. And that's good news, because we didn't want him on the bike path. We didn't want him making a turn. And so now here he is, and he continues to face down the rubber bullets and the pepper spray and the tear gas that has been filling up that cab. And again, you can see it on the dashboard. We've talked about it, and it's significantly worse now than it was the first time we mentioned it. Look at all of the white substance that's on the dash.
Yep.
And all of that is pepper spray, tear gas, anything that they can get to try to get him out of there.
Yeah. And the reason we are seeing him exit through the window, or have the upper part of his body outside the window, is because it must be so difficult to be.
And there come more. See, look, they have several angles to get that in there now. They can go in the passenger side window, which is likely broken, and they have just been putting rounds into that cab. But it doesn't seem like the pepper spray balls are working that much. They're making him uncomfortable, but it doesn't seem to fill up.
What is he inhaling? Is that also
straight from the can?
Yeah, straight from the can. Does look like that.
And it is.
And he had the vape on his left hand before.
And you wouldn't want to. Yeah, the inconsistencies of behavior for this guy just makes it, really a situation where the officers are going to want to wait. They're just going to want to wait and make sure that they can safely get him out of there. There he goes, inhaling again, which, by the way, if you think about the discomfort in the cab, he may be doing that because that is his source of trying to comfort himself in some weird way. Maybe that lessens if he is under the influence further, maybe if the pepper spray and all of the other less than lethal efforts don't affect him as much, who knows?
Right. And then there is the mental health factor
For
that
sure.
we haven't really discussed, but we don't know what his mental health status is right now and what his history has been. So that might be playing a role in this. I do have a programming note. If you have tuned in to watch Tamron Hall, you can watch today's program at 1:06 a.m.
And that will be here on ABC7. We have been, I'm Philip Palmer along with Giovanna Lara, and we have been covering this breaking news for a little over an hour now. It was a chase for some time as officers were trying to pull this person over for reckless driving. I'm seeing a new person here with the hat and the shirt walking up. He might be a negotiator of some point. He looks a little different than anybody we have seen, and they kind of made way to let him come forward. I do not know if he is a hostage negotiator, but that could be an effort that they're having, just one more different voice that is going to try to reach this man in some way to get him to come out. Again, the driving of this person during the pursuit was never really high speeds. He wasn't really disobeying a lot of traffic laws, but it was dangerous at several times when the pit maneuver was used and he had to drive into oncoming traffic at some time. He has gone through an intersection like this, and if you'll watch there on the right, you'll see him as he just simply drove away into the line of the officers, and then watch as he goes over that median and then back into traffic the other way. So to say it's not dangerous is not true. I'm just trying to distinguish between chases we have seen recently where the mere chase was a risk and scary to the general population. This person, when he was driving, seemed for the most part to obey most of the traffic laws. We watched him come to intersections, come to a full and complete stop. We watched him sit through traffic lights until he was given the arrow, and then he just drove away, and he just never would yield to officers, which is exactly what he's been doing as he sits at that bike path, unable to go forward.
Right. And that is, you're describing everything that we saw once Air 7 was on it. But before that, when the pursuit was already underway, officers were trying to stop him because of reckless driving. And it might have been, similar to what we've seen. But we don't have any reports of him, to your point, driving erratically.
What you're talking about right there is perfect. I mean, he wasn't safe. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
He was not a safe driver at any level. And yeah, there are any number of ways of driving recklessly. But just as a descriptor of this chase, it was unusual in that you could have been sitting at a stoplight next to this person and not known that he was involved in a chase,
right?
Because he was just sitting there waiting on the light along with everybody else.
That's right. And it does look like this guy, this man that we saw walk up in the black T-shirt and the hat, it does, well, for a while there, it looked like he was talking to him, trying to reason with him, as you said.
Well,
and now he doesn't even seem to be looking at him.
He appears, again,
maybe he's
not armed. If you notice, everyone else has some version of weapon. He is the one person who's not armed,
right?
At least not holding a weapon. So my assumption is that, yeah, he is a negotiator of some sort, trying to just de-escalate this,
right?
Convince this person to come out of the vehicle.
Yeah, and the driver is now reaching for something. He's holding on to something. It could be that.
Looked like a box of some sort.
Yeah. It didn't look like the tank that he was.
No, it looked like a silver box of some sort. But this is, again, that's pretty amazing what he's doing there.
What's in his mouth now? Something's in his mouth. Oh, that's.
Again, his vape cartridge, possibly. And as you mentioned, we don't know what he's vaping necessarily. There's so much we don't know at this point. But the good news is it doesn't appear as if he's armed. You have to operate from the assumption that he is, because he has been willing to use his vehicle to damage and run into things. So, that in itself is a weapon. But again, he is refusing to surrender to authorities as they continue to try to get him out of this vehicle, sitting there on that bike path in Compton.
Yeah. And it does look like the man we believe is a crisis negotiator is still talking to him. His hands in his pocket. He is gesturing with his hands. So it does look like there's some communication underway. And we hope that this will end sooner rather than later. Yeah.
So again, I mean, we don't necessarily know the protocols for this negotiator, how long he will be able to just continue to talk to him. But it's almost as if this person is just, with the power of this high that he is able to. I mean, it is incredible the pull that can. I mean, think about what he's looking at, and he continues to want to go back to inhaling from that canister. So clearly he is painfully unaware of his surroundings and what's going on due to whatever he is inhaling. And the officers are having to deal with this, trying to make this end safely, because nobody wants this guy to harm himself or be harmed. And at the same time, they want this to end as well. So we're kind of waiting to see what they're going to do. They had to get permission to do the pit maneuver earlier, and they did that multiple times. So again, we can wait as long. The officers can wait as long as he wants, and we're not quite sure how long we want to sit with this, but we'll, for now, continue to kind of go with it on this. But, we did want to mention that, again, Tamron Hall, if you are wanting to watch that, it's going to be on. Set your DVRs for 1:06 a.m. here on ABC7, and you will be able to watch that show in its entirety at that time. But right now, it just seems as if sheriff's deputies are willing to wait and see. You do have some discussions going on a little bit further back. We don't see the negotiator there anymore. He stepped away, so he's probably giving his assessment. Meantime, the dog is just laying in the grass.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
Kind of just watching what's happening here. So, again, we've talked about it not being an impact directly to the community unless you're living in one of those houses right around there.
That's right. Or along that street.
Yeah, or along that street. But he's not blocking any major thoroughfares. And so they can, it is somewhat safe for him as long as he is not armed. The officers are taking their time, and they're going to let him or let the negotiator do their work. And we'll see what he was on the phone with. See if that changes any tactics by what the negotiator walked away and had that conversation with. So we'll see.
Yeah. And again, we are assuming that he's under the influence. I think that is safe to assume, but we don't know what his state of mind was before and what his history is. So this, again, could be a mental health crisis that is unfolding that we are looking at. And so you have to commend law enforcement, with all of the recent interactions we've seen involving law enforcement. We have to commend them for taking their time and taking this slowly and trying to de-escalate the situation and allowing this suspect the time to come to his senses, hopefully.
Well, I don't know that he can come to his senses if he keeps inhaling, and that is unfortunately the challenge they're facing, because that's what he continues to do right there. So they may be trying to talk to their supervisors and find out what the next step is, because there's, if he just stays in that truck and continues to inhale, he's going to remain under the influence, and he's probably going to continue the current bad behavior. And so they might be he might have asked for something. We don't know. And if he did, maybe they're going to go get it for him and bring it to him so that they can say, here, look, we have this thing that you asked for. Mm-hmm. It's yours if you come out. There's no reason why they will want to force him out. If they can get him to come out, for whatever reason, they will hopefully, they want to end this without any further violence or confrontation.
Yeah, and we had some officers move up a little bit closer to the other deputies. I wonder if that indicated anything. And the man, we no longer see the guy who had the hat on.
No, he stepped away on the phone.
He was on the phone, but we no longer even see him on the sidewalk.
But that's to my point, as far as we don't know what he said to them, because he might have said, "I'd love a Coke," and maybe they're going to go get him one. I mean, that could be something as simple as that to get him to step away from the vehicle, because it's, clearly forcing him out with tear gas and pepper balls hasn't worked at this point. I mean, it's now 1:54, so we're fully an hour on roughly on the air with this, and most of it has been while he sits here. And again, they have approached the vehicle several times with the shield and several officers. Here he goes again, putting the car in reverse and trying to back up while he inhales. And so the officers have approached the vehicle several times, usually not when he's got it in reverse like he is now. But they have, and they've tried to toss tear gas canisters in there while they pepper sprayed to keep him away from it. But he was able to, grab it and toss it off to the side. We watched at one point. So he has been more than willing to take the less than lethal action and just continue his behavior.
Yeah. I wonder if we can identify what that first item is that he threw out of that vehicle. It's on the bike path there.
Well, we've
Just
zoomed
on the
in on
other
it.
side.
I don't
It's
know what
hard
it
to-
is. If anybody,
Yeah, I don't know if
any of our producers know, then that would be a great thing. But he tossed something out. You can see it on the ground there.
A couple of
the
things,
bike path.
right? A couple
Yeah.
of items.
And
And just the fact that he's still trying to get away and trying to back out of that where he is indicates his state of mind.
well, and the powerful addiction of inhaling like that as he continues in this place, that is the thing he wants, is that he continues to inhale. Just shows the strength of that addiction for him. And again, the officers know this; they can see it, and so they. Okay, so we actually have Bruce Thomas with us. Bruce, this must be challenging for officers when they have everything under control, except they can't stop his inhaling and his behavior, which put him in this spot.
Yeah, ultimately you have a myriad of things going on. One, he's under the influence. Two, every time he revs the engine and backs up and backs into the radio car, you've now escalated a DUI, which is a misdemeanor, into a possible assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. So they're not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. They're willing to wait him out because it's a safe situation in retrospect.
And I mean, if you can see the shot, you look here, it does seem as if they have a negotiator. He stepped away. Now he has come back. He has something in his hand. I don't know if that's a cell phone or whatever, but I was making speculation that if he can give him something that's, non-threatening, it's not a problem to let him have it. If it'll get, it looks like he's got water. You're trying to just get him to come out of the vehicle, right? Like, I'll give you the water if you come out of the truck.
Correct. It's a negotiation. You know what? You want water? We'll get you water. Give me something. Get out of the vehicle, surrender. No one's going to hurt you. What else can I give you? What else do you want? It's a total negotiating thing.
And it does look as if the man has water, a bottled water in his hand there. I couldn't see that. That looks to be what the officer in the dark shirt right in the center has. And Bruce, tell us a little bit about being around pepper spray and tear gas like that. I've got to think he is desperate for a drink of water.
Yeah. Yes, he is, David. His throat is burning, his nostrils are burning, his eyes are burning. So he wants the water to flush his eyes out, maybe just take a sip and, swig it around, spit it out. But it's not a good feeling, and so that's why he wants the water. And they're more than happy to give that to him.
Well, did you see what I don't know if you could see that, Giovanna. He tossed the water to him next to that K-rail. Which makes me think, he said, well, I'm going to throw it over here to you. You just come over and get it.
Yeah.
Now, if he steps out of that vehicle to get the water, Bruce, what are officers going to do?
They're going to do a swarm technique. Multiple officers, and this is all pre-planned by the supervisor on scene at the terminus of the pursuit. Officers so, and so. You're going to go in. You're going to swarm them. Minimal amount of force. Handcuff him. We're done.
And so what's the next step if he chooses not to get out and get the water? I mean, do you just keep talking to him, I suppose?
At some point, we call King's X. You have a canine that's en route or on scene, and they're going to use the canine as a tool like we've talked about before. They will deploy the canine. It will jump into the vehicle. He will not like that, and he will jump out, and then they'll take him into custody.
Yeah. So is this textbook their protocol here? How they're handling this. This is textbook, in your opinion?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is no such thing as textbook, but there are plan A, B, and C, and they're doing what they want to do according to the plans they have. They're not going to use deadly force on this individual, obviously. Less lethal force, pepper ball rounds, maybe a less lethal shotgun round to get him to comply, and they are going to use force to take him into custody just because he is not complying.
Are you surprised that he has not complied based on how much tear gas and whatever else they've thrown at him?
Yeah, that's a little surprising, but I really can't tell from Air 7 HD how vented the pickup truck is as far as windows open, rear cab window open, but they've definitely deployed it, and for him to stay in there, well, that, he obviously is not affected by it.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of things. Ever seen a suspect with a balloon inhaling this sort of situation?
No, every time we have a pursuit, we tend to think they're all the same, but unfortunately, they're not. And we see something different every time, and this is a new one.
Well, Bruce, we know that you have to go. Want to say thank you for joining us real quickly to get your perspective and see what we can do. That's Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert, joining us now as we continue to monitor this pursuit and now standoff. So the officers, you did see a bottled water tossed over. As Bruce mentioned, if you're in a cab with all of that pepper spray, he is going to be parched. His throat's going to be burning. He's going to want something. And they brought him water. But it does appear as if the way they tossed it, maybe about 10 yards away from him, that they had hoped, yes, here's your water. And they tossed it so that he would get out of the vehicle and go get it. He has not, but he has continued to inhale, as you've seen. And it is an unusual. So I think the most unusual is the size of the canister. It's certainly not just your something simple. I mean, it is a large canister there, and he is not putting it in a balloon anymore, which is what he was doing during the chase. That was an unusual sight when we're watching him drive along, and he's got a balloon that he's holding on to, and he's inhaling while he's driving. But then once he stopped, he hasn't been using the balloon. He just periodically will take a breath straight out of the canister.
That's right. And if you're just joining us, likely you tuned in to watch General Hospital. We are following breaking news in Compton, and that's why you're not seeing your show. We'll get you information on when you can see today's episode of General Hospital sometime shortly. But again, we're following breaking news in Compton. This is to the left of your screen. You're watching live pictures of the end of a pursuit that started a little over an hour ago, maybe an hour and 15 minutes ago. Again, in Compton, the driver in that white pickup truck wanted for reckless driving. Deputies following him through Compton, through city streets, and attempting 3 pit maneuvers and dropping 2 spike strips, all of which failed. This driver led them to this scene here near the wash along a bike path. This is on Poplar and I believe Wilmington. And this is what we've been looking at for the last good half hour or so.
Yeah, and one of the things, I keep saying that he drove reasonably, but you did see in that video there, especially with Air 7 HD and its speedometer, he was driving down some narrow residential streets at about 50 miles an hour. So clearly he was recklessly driving. Then after that, once they were really on him, he just kind of did this, what you're looking at now, almost a measure of a slow speed chase coming to full and complete stops. But yeah, they did pit him several times, and they laid down spike strips. Oddly enough, the spike strip on the truck didn't seem to have much of effect. It's when he drove himself down into this corner that he was no longer able to go anywhere. And we do think that they put something when they threw one of the tear gas canisters into the cab. We think at some point they shoved something into the wheel well or near the axle there on the front that would keep him from going forward. Then he could only go backwards, which is what he's tried to do it a couple of times. And as Bruce Thomas mentioned, that's a felony. He's, you know, and when he drove his vehicle after being pitted and he drove straight into the vehicles, that too is a felony because it's attempted murder on a police officer or a law enforcement, a peace officer.
Right.
So yeah, he has tried any number of things and just refuses to give up. It does look like, what are the officers doing there in the house, in the front yard? Maybe they're clearing that home.
Maybe they are trying to evacuate at this point. Maybe kids are coming home from school. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock.
2:05.
Yeah, maybe
probably still
not.
in school for another hour or so. So we'll see. But yeah, you know what? I mean, it may be one of those deals where they just they need to know where he is. They could potentially approach from that side if they wanted to. That may be harder for them to, you know, I'm not sure why they would, but they at least went over there.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to get access to the front of the pickup truck.
Well, they could come across the sidewalk, if the bridge, if they wanted. I don't know that they want to be in front of the vehicle, but
that would expose them too much. Yeah,
I do keep using as a litmus test the dog in the front yard. It doesn't seem as if it's a remarkably tense environment.
It's not ruffled.
If the dog is not running and barking and bothered, the dog is just casually laying there. So it doesn't seem as if, it just does seem to be that this guy just will not get out of the car. He will not get out of the truck, and the negotiator is back. So he's back talking to him again. We're just not quite sure what's happening in that yard.
Yeah, it looks like they're perhaps working on putting a plan into place. We don't know. But going back to the balloon and how long he was in that vehicle, inhaling from that balloon, we don't know what was in that balloon. He also has a vape, so we don't know, again, what he has been ingesting. We assume that he's under the influence just based on his behavior. And again, we are assuming that maybe there is some mental health factor at play here. We don't know. We don't know at this point. But the deputies that you're looking at that are armed, pointing their weapons toward the pickup truck have been there, you know, for quite some time now, and we've seen less lethal. Oh, now we see. Okay, it does appear that they're evacuating this family. Look, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're taking them out of harm's way.
Which, you know, that could be any reason. They could be taking them out of harm's way, or they may need to go somewhere. They may have been able to poke their head out and say, we need to leave. We can't stay here. We want to go. And
we need to pick up our child from school.
So they're going to get them out of that house, which clearly they were able to do, which is great news. And again, the behavior of this person continues.
Yeah. He's still inhaling from both the tank and the vape.
Well, and again, his throat is just likely raw with the pepper spray and everything. And I'm just amazed that he doesn't get the water. As much as I know, you know, sitting here, as soon as he gets out of the cab of that vehicle and goes get the water, they are going to swarm him. I just am stunned that in his state of mind, probably just dehydrated at a high level, that he doesn't think in some way that he could get it.
What's he drinking now? Did they get water to him that we didn't?
Nope, he does. Yeah, he does have something.
He does have some water or something.
Or he has something, but he doesn't have the. Oh, no. Okay, there you go. So I don't know. He didn't get the water bottle they tossed to him because he hasn't gotten out of the vehicle. So I don't know what that was, if there was any water in it. He might have just, who knows? But it does look as if, again, there's the negotiator there. He is
still
clearly talking to him. There is a line of communication, but you know, it's more of the same here for an hour now, as he just refuses to get out. And we all know how this is going to end. He'll eventually either be taken out with the canine, or he will step out and they'll swarm him. But this gives us a shot, kind of a different angle as you look into the cab. I can't tell if that to the left is a bunch of different, what that is. Oh, I think that's the pepper spray on the windshield. It's not anything. I thought maybe that was something in the passenger seat, but I believe that's the pepper spray. And it gives us a chance to see that window on the side there, which looked on the passenger side, it looks to be broken. possibly, if I'm not mistaken. And that would also be how they were throwing things in, shooting things in.
Yeah, looks like they just shot right through the glass. Maybe, I don't know, would it get through? I don't know. But I thought you were referring to on the ground, the spike strip there. That was the spike strip
Sure.
that finally.
That's probably wrapped
stopped him.
around. That's probably wrapped around his axle. You know, when he drove over it. But no, the front windshield has marks that look as if it's pepper ball residue, but the passenger side window looks as if it's been broken. And remember, we watched multiple times as sheriff's deputies walked up that sidewalk, approached the passenger side, and tossed things in there.
And then we watched when they tossed tear gas in, and then he picked it up and threw it right out.
Picked it up and threw it right out. So he sits. And we saw him wipe his eyes, so we know he's at some point affected by it. But I'm just continue to be stunned that he has not shown much in the way of impact of all of that tear gas and pepper spray that's in the cab of that vehicle. It just is mind-boggling that he's able to just continue to sit through it.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in distress right now, and that could be because he's under the influence of whatever he's been ingesting.
Certainly that plays a role. We do know that down the bike path on the right of our screen, there used to be sheriff's deputies there. We saw them kind of back away, and they're not there now. And then the other side, too, you've got to think that significantly further down both directions of that bike path, there are officers that are keeping people from even approaching it. So my guess is that if you were to go down the bike path, you're going to see it blocked off because you know, can you imagine somebody's using the bike path and they come upon this accidentally? So you're not getting anywhere near this if you happen to go in that neighborhood.
Right. And even on the other side, if Air 7 can pull out again, I think I saw a patrol car down to the left on another street, closing off that street so people could not get through. Yeah, indeed. So at least they're blocking off people there as well. People from accessing that area as well.
And that's the thing that can, you know, if you're the suspect, I don't know what you think that you're going to escape, or if you're just waiting, if your addiction is such that you don't care, that you want to continue to sit here like this. But there is no escape from this, and I can't imagine that escape is necessarily on his mind right now. It's the only thing it seems to be on his mind is a failure to comply, because he hasn't done much other than periodically back up when the mood strikes him.
Yeah, he is a stubborn one. And the man that we believe was a crisis negotiator, or, you know, hostage negotiator, as you were calling him, he has backed away. It seemed like there was some communication, and then he walked away. Maybe there was another message exchanged, another request that he is now trying to make happen.
Well, we periodically see new officers come up. We're now seeing the man in the blue shirt there. He's come up. Generally speaking, it's been the same folks there the whole time, but you know, it can be remarkably tense. So I'm assuming that they kind of rotate in and out so that one person doesn't get overwhelmed. And there are, I think Bruce Thomas said it best. There's no, you know, playbook for something like this, but there certainly are plans A, B, C, and D. And I do think there is a general MO of how to handle these things. And that's maybe why we continue to see new people come in. But as you mentioned, Giovanna, the crisis negotiator was clearly somebody who, when they came in, everything was different for that person as he was talking to this person. And several times, now twice at least, we've seen him walk away. Both times he was on the phone when he walked away. So we don't know if he's gone to get something or if he's just not there anymore.
Right. And then Bruce Thomas also mentioned the canine possibly being brought in. We're not sure. I'm not sure if he said that he knew for a fact that they had already called in a canine, or if that's you know, part of the protocol at times in these situations.
And now we've got a couple of people, and the officers are basically, I think, now that they're out of the front yard, telling them to either stay in the house or come on and leave the area. My assumption is once you leave that area, you're not getting back in until this is over. So you kind of have your choice, I would assume, because you're now technically within a crime scene once they put that tape up. And so, people have their lives. And, we talked about not having much of an impact to the area at large. It's clearly impacting the people who live in these houses
Homes.
right here.
And it does look like they are encouraging the people to perhaps consider leaving. Or maybe they're asking about what's behind the home and if there's some access to the bike path.
Well, clearly they don't want to put them in harm's range, and you're right. They may be just saying, "Look, you're going to have to exit a different way." I don't know. I mean, we can't know, but the main thing is officers are not going to put any people at risk, and the way this person behaves. I mean, he's not going anywhere, but at the same time, you just want to remove the variables. You just don't want accidents to happen.
Yeah, and we don't know if, we've seen this before. He could exit the vehicle with something that appears like a weapon in his hands, and that escalates the situation. And law enforcement feels that they have to open fire. We just don't know.
Well, the one thing that is likely is that there were so many people that approached the passenger side to throw the tear gas in. They're going to know if they saw a weapon. So you're right. He could get out of the vehicle and do something unsafe. But they have so much more knowledge now on what he's doing, what he has, what's in that truck, because at least twice they have walked up to the passenger side with multiple officers and been able to see inside the vehicle. Yeah. So if he has a weapon, they know it.
Right.
If it's likely he doesn't, they also know that. There's no guarantees right now.
Right.
But by being able to walk up and look into the cab of the vehicle, they know a lot more about what they have to face. We're seeing a couple more people now leave the area, and the officers, every time somebody has come out, the officers have directly gone over and spoken to them and either escorted them out or taken them back into their.
That's probably the process. They've probably been trying to reach these people, maybe look up telephone numbers to get because all these homes have gates. Who knows? They're probably trying to get rid of make contact with the homeowners here and have them leave. The other process that I'm thinking might be happening is maybe the crisis negotiator, again, speculation, has asked him for his name. Maybe they're trying to reach his family. Maybe they're trying to get someone down to the scene that can, persuade him to exit the car.
Very possible. When you mention that, the one thing that strikes me that we haven't seen, a cell phone. We haven't seen him try to talk to anybody. We haven't seen him do anything like that. It has primarily been his inhaling of whatever substance he has in that canister, that large canister, and he's taken it straight out of the canister, and we have seen him inhale it out of a balloon. So he has been incapable so far of stopping that behavior, and it seems as if that's the driving factor for him to stay there right now, because he's not been given anything. It doesn't seem as if he's made any demands, but he has not stopped his consumption. And that seems to be a motivating factor for him every single, every few minutes. Right. He inhales.
Right. And to the right of your screen, again, you're looking at his behavior earlier when he was trying to back out of his position there and trying to drive and move that deputy vehicle behind him. And we have seen him, rev his engine a few times, and we've seen the smoke several times, and he still continues. He's not doing it at the moment, but not that long ago he was trying. And the danger there is that he could spark some flames.
Oh, well, if you do enough with the tires, you could set the tire on fire. And that would be that would be something that
Another problem.
that would be another problem altogether. So, but yeah, he continues to inhale. He continues to go back to the canister, and officers continue to keep weapons drawn on him. Most of them are the less than lethal variety, but certainly they have the option there if it goes to that level. There are any number of weapons pointed on this person. You see, the neighborhood is overwhelmed with law enforcement. Now, there we go. We haven't seen that lately. A sheriff's deputy has driven a vehicle onto the bike path. Not sure. It doesn't look as if they can get past that obstruction there on the bike path. Don't know if there's something in the other direction doing the same, but that vehicle right there, yeah. So there's nowhere to go in either direction on the bike path. And the thing is, nobody can get on the bike path. That, I think, is probably what we're looking at this particular point, is that officers don't want an innocent person to hop on a bike path as they would every afternoon, maybe at 2:20 in the afternoon, and start riding on that bike path. They don't want them just coming up on this guy who could potentially hurt them.
Yeah. So again, we have been following this since what, 1:40?
Well, we started, we started just before 1 o'clock.
Yep.
It was right about 12:54, right about that time.
Started as a reckless driving pursuit in Compton, in the Compton area, and we're still in the Compton area. The driver of that pickup truck you see there, leading sheriff's deputies through several city streets, refusing to stop. They conducted 3 pit maneuvers, and the driver was still able to get away. And they laid down 2 spike strips as well. But to your point, the point you were making earlier, he hasn't been driving at high speeds. He has been driving dangerously because he drove in the opposite direction of traffic. As you see him there crossing to the other side of the street, that's clearly dangerous, but no super high speeds.
And the most serious offense, that we've seen, and it is serious indeed, is, attempted murder of a peace officer. That right there, that you're looking at the video there, is, any number of incidents where he did that. You can't drive the vehicles directly at the officers. When he put it in reverse and backed into the officers, that too, Bruce Thomas said, qualifies as a potential felony, whereas before it was reckless driving. And that, misdemeanor, this is not. And more than anything, my assumption is that he is immediately going to need assistance for the substance abuse. So, that's they know he's not of right mind, and they're just wanting to get him some help and end this without any further confrontation.
And now we see to the left of your screen. Oh, this is where he crossed the spike strip is right there. He stopped, and then, yeah.
Our
really
negotiator is back, and
Yeah,
it looks
that's
as
what I
if
was
he's
gonna
got
say.
something written down, or a piece of paper or something in his hands. Not sure what it is, but yeah, you mentioned it continues to be the same behavior. He leaves, and then comes back with something. One time it was a bottle of water, and this time we're not quite sure what he's brought back, but clearly they're trying everything to just convince this person to get out of the vehicle. And from this perspective, we can't tell.
Yeah, we can't tell what it doesn't appear that he's talking to him at this point.
Well, the one thing that we have on our side is that our negotiator seems to be a very nonverbal talker. In other words, he whenever he's talking, we can see him use his hands, and so we know that he's talking to him. He's pointing to things. He said, I think he probably said, "There's a bottle of water right there," because that's where he had thrown the bottle of water. And I think that if you listen to Bruce Thomas, that's what this is about right now. This guy is wanting water. And I think the crisis negotiator is telling him, there's water right there. So
hard to see, but yeah, you could tell that he's talking to him based on his hand movements. But he's wearing that hat, so we can't really see his face. He's doing his job, which is to
engage
and try to make this guy comfortable enough to talk to him and maybe share some details of himself and why he's doing this, and maybe, as you mentioned, give him whatever they can to provide him some comfort enough so that it'll persuade him to come out of the vehicle, step out of the vehicle.
I wonder, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've not seen him inhale nearly as recently as we were seeing before. You know, there is the possibility at some point he runs out of whatever he has been using. And at some point he's, you know, going to, you know, start getting a state of mind that's more effective for them to communicate with him. I do see a couple of officers there mustering up behind the negotiator, but other than